Mm-mm. 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 Hey guys, welcome. Listen, little black bug here once more. We're here talking to you guys about Love is Blind. It's a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing. Episode just gone. The reunion was something to watch. I can't lie, I enjoyed it. There was fun things. At least they addressed most of the major issues. And I can't play with you on that. They addressed most of the major issues, and I was very happy about that. You know what I'm saying to you? I think they did a good job. I think they attacked what needed to be attacked. I didn't leave there feeling like, oh my God, they didn't answer that question. Sure, they could have pressed a bit harder. But one thing I want to say is, first and foremost, thank you for telling Vanessa to keep quiet. Thank you, Love is Blind, for hearing us out and telling Vanessa to keep quiet and let Nick do what Nick does best, which is ask the questions. Okay? Because Vanessa be getting into her emotions and into her feelings and be saying all the madness that we don't need to know. Okay. Secondly, I will say I felt like all the couples were addressed correctly. You know, Dave's issue with Lauren, very much so. I felt like they, called him out on it. Now, the question about people sleeping with people the day before the show and acting that everybody's hands were up told me about everybody's integrity was a madness. I'm so sorry. Y'all tripping. Okay, y'all are all tripping. Y'all are all mad. I know you want to do sisterhood togetherness, including Daniel, but let's be honest. You sleeping with someone the day before you come on the show? No, it's not. We're not about that. Come on, come on, come on. Let's be honest. How are you preparing yourself properly for this relationship? You get what I'm saying? To like, of course, in the world, it's very messy. We have messy situations. Of course, it's not ideal, but let's not pretend. You know what I mean? So I hear that as well. And this obviously sister that never existed, that never we never saw, never got to have her come and say her piece, just used as a battering ram against Lauren. I wasn't feeling that, to be honest, by Dave, and he never exposed the sister. I thought the sister might have said a message or come up on the show. No, still didn't. So I don't know about that. What else? And then obviously, Molly absolutely ransacked Dave. Literally said, "Listen, the way he lied was kind of almost like despicable, disgusting. Like she just was like, who is this person?" And you could see you could see the blood just beginning. I wouldn't even say it drained from him. The blood just went upwards. His head top was filled with blood. You know what I mean? And then we also had as well Devin and good sis Virginia. Listen, I said Virginia made a good choice the last time. I think she made an even better choice this round. I mean, I don't say that too rough like that, but Devon, you did not hold yourself in any good esteem on this occasion. All right. I hope that story she told about you coming down the stairs and bringing your gifts, and you told her, "Can't you just bring it up?" I hope that's fake. I hope that's fake. I hope that's not true. I hope that she's exaggerating a little bit, etc. You know what I'm saying to you? Because that ain't it. Okay, that ain't it. Now, my only issue is, why did she tell us how much money she didn't say how much, but why was she saying I spent so much money on his birthday gift? What were you trying to say? Sis, what are you trying to say? Okay? Because he never said that you were broke. He never said that, you didn't spend money on him. He never said those things. What, so why did you mention how much, why did you mention that you spent a lot of money on his birthday gift? Hmm. Okay. Um, but still, Devin's got to hold that L because it was bad. I can't lie to you, it was bad. It was really, really bad. Bad. I can't lie to you. I was disappointed in old boy. So he gonna have to work on that, and that's us on him. But yeah, he definitely let me down. Then Joey and Monica. Listen, I knew Joey. I knew Joey and Monica will probably have a little bit more, but this I did not expect. So Joey was out here in them streets. Joey, uh, you out here in them DMs. I tried to save you as we're going on, but it just kept on getting worse by the minute. And then you want to lie on the girl's name. You want to lie on Madison's name. Now, don't get it twisted. Do I think that Madison can flirt? Sure. To the point where you're trying to say it's a big thing, enough to tell Monica? What are you trying to do, bro? What are you trying to do? Hmm? What are you trying to say, Joey? Where's your accountability? Okay. I was a little bit disappointed in that, Joey. He let me down as well, man. City boys were down. Um, then obviously we had the Mason and Meg situation. I see Mason had a little bit of a backbone in him today. Okay. He let Madison know he ain't gonna be run over this time. But I'm confused. Are Mason and Meg dating or what? What are you lot doing? Are y'all talking? Are y'all dating? It's giving confusion and confusion galore. I'm sorry, there's no such thing as friends after you guys have been emotionally intertwined all throughout the pod. There is no friends. Okay, there's no friends. I don't understand what's going on. Okay, you're not dating anymore. Okay, fair enough. And then obviously Madison, Alex. Well, we obviously know about Alex's situation. He's a manipulator and a liar, so he's got major problems. So that's outside the show. But in terms of himself and Madison, he clocked Madison early, but then Madison clocked him back. It's that simple. He clocked Madison early. Madison said, "Yeah, but I'm clocking you too." Okay, all right. You clocked her that she was manipulative. Yeah, I definitely hear that. But she clocked your lying ass, and you then went and tried to be a double agent. Foolish, foolish mistake. Okay, foolish mistake. Okay, so for me, the fact that he said that he was pressured to say that word, I said, Mason, I hear it, but I'm gonna need you to get on. I'm gonna need you to get a backbone, and I wouldn't accept this from a woman either. Telling me I was pressured into telling you how much I'm committed to you, it's absolute bullcrap. You were not pressured into telling her how much you committed to her. Even if she pressured you, then you got to tell us that she kept on forcing you to keep on saying it, and then you finally gave in. That's what I want to hear about pressure. Other than that, that ain't pressure, bro. You decided to say you committed to her because you liked her. Should have admitted that. Should have admitted that. You know what I mean? So that was for me. I had to look at the Mason situation like that. And Madison, obviously, she's smart. She used the, I wish men wouldn't do this or that. I said, Madison, stop that. Stop using the men as a scapegoat. Just own your stuff, bro. Okay, own your stuff. No, we see right through you. Like you are manipulative, just like Alex and Mason can be with your emotions and saying stuff. And she's right. She did. She did. Like if he's saying what's correct, what Mason said, then he played. Then she played him. If you go and tell me that I can't wait for us to go on holiday to Honduras and all this kind of stuff. Yes, you're saying the same thing. The same thing with Dave. Oh, apologies. Saying the same thing to Molly about being number one. You've gassed them up to a point. You have to be accountable. You know what I'm saying to you? You gotta be accountable. You gotta be accountable. You gotta be accountable. All right, cool. Because baby, what an interesting situation. Okay, what an interesting situation. Okay, cool. Let's get this conversation flowing. I'm sure the rest of them will join a little bit later on. Let me give Elsie the code. Okay, cool. Let's get this popping. Let me get J and C way up, baby. Okay. Before y'all say anything, those of you in the chat, listen, we are 8 minutes in. You got 1 minute 40. It will go to members only. I have pre-warned everybody. Please, I beg. I don't want any trouble. I've also sent out 5 memberships for you today, guys, as well. Okay. So that you guys can also be a part of the live and be a part of the family. So shout out to Chazne as well. She also sent out 5 memberships as well. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Okay, so much love for that, sharing that, okay? Because you know why?
Don't beg. It's disgusting.
We're not begging around here. You get me? I appreciate you. Listen, it's about to go members only. So if you're not a member, please sign up to the membership. It's a dollar sign at the bottom of the chat. Click on it and join the membership. It's £1, $1. I made it really, really cheap so that nobody has to really lose out. Okay. I was thinking about y'all. Okay. That's what Madison said. I was really thinking about y'all when I really think about me. Let's be honest. But yeah, so I appreciate you guys as well. Okay. But ladies, what are we saying? What was your overall thoughts about this reunion? How did you see it? What did you notice? What stood out to you? I want to know what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Well, I'm gonna say it's about time that Nick and Vanessa clocked in, and I was glad for it. Granted, you say she should be quiet, but she did have 1 or 2 good questions on time this time. Okay, she was getting down to some roots, but she was pissed that she was quiet because I could see it when Nick was talking and they zoomed in. She was hot because her wheels was turning and she wanted to say something bad. I swear. Quick overview: the Devin and Virginia thing. I don't know if it was just me, but it felt like things was cut out because I just didn't understand some of the conversation and how it was getting places. They asked one question, and next thing you know it, they was talking about something else and all this. It was a little confusing there. Joey was a little bit surprising, but I'm not gonna act like I fully believe. What's the name? What's that girl named Madison? Because Madison got a little lying problem too. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say I fully believe her and some of her stuff, but Joey was a whole fool with that. He know he did that girl wrong, and I feel kind of bad for Monica in proving her sister right. Because I just hate to prove her sister right. Seriously. Who else stood out with another thing that surprised me? Surprisingly, the people that weren't on the show got the most airtime on this. I didn't understand that part, but I guess with nothing else, there's that. And the other thing that was shocking to me is why the heck that we had to watch the couple that made it last season. What was their name? See, I don't even remember their name. That wasn't part of a top 5 clip. There's other things that could have been way more things that have made a top 5 clip than that. If you want to show that, is that what y'all voted for? Really, people? All right. Okay. If that's what y'all wanted to say, that her giving him a little upgrade was some top 5 moment. I don't know. But other than that, yeah, we'll get into it.
Why was the EpiPen moment a top 5 clip?
Oh, because she was going off a little bit. That it made a little sense.
Yeah.
I guess. The reunion was, I guess, okay. I mean, I guess it was okay for the season that we got. I did think Vanessa's questions were quite timely. Before I could even get my thought out, she was asking the questions that I wanted to ask. But I agree with Jay. There was just a lot of segments that to me just weren't fleshed all the way out. I know we'll get to it, but the Virginia Devin section, a whole segment was choppy. It seemed like Virginia, despite her being very intelligent, I don't feel like she was expressing herself cohesively, and which was very different with Sarah, who I felt like was very methodical with taking us through it. Okay, Sarah walked us through it. When I was done with Sarah, I felt like I had the breakdown. Virginia, I was like, girl, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about right now. And Devin, we know he was being vague on purpose, so I know why he was leaving us in the dark. I understood that. And then yeah, I think the reunion, I guess in summary, was full of a lot of people who, you know how I be saying like nobody right, everybody wrong. It wasn't even that. It was like everybody's wrong. It was just everybody was just wrong, and it was just hard to go about it because I was just like, you wrong. It was just so many people who were just wrong. I was just like, I don't like this. I could have did without the top 5 clips because they weren't picking my clips. We was gonna pick some clips. I didn't like the clips that they picked, except for the Apple Watch, down to the Sarah Ann. Now that's number 1, to be honest. That should have been number 1, TBH. Yeah, that's my initial thoughts.
I love that. Listen, we're back here again. So let's start clearly then with Devin and Virginia, because Virginia. Oh yeah, Virginia. Whoa, why did that? I don't know why my brain be not thinking. Yeah, Virginia and David. Oh my days, bro. I don't know why I'm messing up his boy's name. Devin, thank you very much.
Yeah,
I ain't
just
even
you can
tired.
mess up his name, just don't mess up Virginia, okay?
Oh, not too much of Virginia.
Not too much on baby girl. And I hope she's somewhat slightly vindicated for those that were doubting my baby too.
Well, since you already started, bro, tell us a little bit more about Virginia and Devin. What were your thoughts on on this reunion episode? How did you see it?
Well, I'm gonna lead with my bias. I'll be transparent. I was looking at it with a biased eye, no way. Anyway, but he was stuttering and fumbling. He was struggling to, get his words out. And he was just trying to let her know how much he thinks she's a good person. He was like, please, please, not too much on me, Virginia. I'm already struggling out here. But I don't think he's a bad person per se either. I just think he's got some maturing to do, I that was my view of their whole thing. Very he just seemed to be very immature. That check situation, yeah, that wasn't looking good. He was gonna keep that check. He said, I signed the prenup, I keep the check.
I got a question. Why was Virginia on Devin's phone and mad that the conversations weren't working out? Like after all that at the altar, I want to ask her representative before I continue. But what would be the reason that she would be on the phone on Devin's line, Mr. Davis, her representative? Because I'm trying to figure out.
What do you mean? What's the reason? She wanted to talk to him. She wanted to clear some things. She wanted to clear the air.
I don't know. I'm really starting to get some MM vibes. I'm not gonna take it that far with it, but Virginia, to me, I think if a person as intelligent as Virginia can't give a cohesive story that makes a lot of sense without leaving a lot of people in more confusion, to me you're either still trying to cover up for him, and if so, have you not learned anything from the reunion, from the show, or you're trying to cover up your tracks? Either way, the stuff ain't making no sense. And before people start, did Devin get exposed? Yes, it sounded like he was doing some stuff that wasn't great. We already know about the check. We already know about his values. None of that is surprising. But I really thought that she was gonna eat Devin up. And to me, I don't know. And maybe they did edit out her eating him up, but it just didn't give. Because to me, the way she was done with him, and Sarah's the same problem in this, but at least Sarah was obvious. Sarah talked about Ben wasn't her values, but then she want Ben to come down with her to Nashville. Sarah, what the F? Same thing with Virginia. Virginia talk about he broke, he's stealing checks, he's a Republican, but she want to be on the phone with him all through the night into the next day. And to me, I'm kind of like, Devin, if you hate me, what you calling me for? And then for Virginia, why are you mad that he don't want to talk to you no more? You basically think he sucks, which he does. So I don't know. I didn't leave how I wanted to leave. I really wanted her to eat him up, and she didn't. And I just have to be honest about that. I just really do.
I don't know. I think I fell into Sean's boat a little bit with Virginia and her Jack and Jill type of behavior or whatever. It just gives me that she doesn't have that backbone for that type of talk or whatever and stuff. Hold on one second, y'all. Shit.
I mean, I'm just saying, I think personally that and it takes two to tango, right? I think Virginia, just like Sarah as well, I think they both compromised their ideals and then insulted them in the same breath about, having the same ideals, but went back to them as well after. So that was interesting. And obviously the fight over who ghosted who, what does it matter? Sis, you don't even want the band anymore, supposedly. So I think there's more to that. I think there's more to that story. But of course, listen, again, that doesn't give Devin a pass on some of his behaviors. But I'm just saying, I think with Virginia, she definitely wasn't forthcoming with the full story. I think there was a little bit of crossovers in that respect. There were some other things that were coming through. Because once she said that our values were different, that's why she said no at the altar with such strength. Because she started off real good at the beginning. Hey, we got different values. Strong. And then from there, it just got convoluted. And when the story gets convoluted like that, it usually is not. Sometimes it can be because you're covering up a person, but also sometimes it can be because you did some shit in there and you scared that if you tell the full story, you're going to look stupid too. And so you kind of, that's why the story looks a bit jiggy jaggy. You know what I'm saying, Chu? But yeah, go for it, Jay. Continue.
Now, as far as these two, as like I said, I've leaned them to Sean's side a little bit. It just I don't feel like she has that nasty bone to be all the way nasty or whatnot, or as nasty as she probably needed to be to get Devin all the way together. So I think part of that is the reason why she's fumbling, but also that she is still conflicted. Maybe she did emotionally still have some ties to him. I have no clue on that part of how she got there, but there's that. Um, his mama, I'm gonna say this first real quick before I get into them. His mama is dropping a whole bunch of bone. She a little bone collector and telling all the business. She told about the check. She told about the girl or whatever and all this stuff. I was like, your mama's probably the reason why you can't get no relationship or keep one. You might want to stop bringing these people to your mama because she talked too daggone much or whatever. My thing with Devin, this dude, I call him a repeat offender. And I'm saying this because everything that was said, he was just repeating back. He was not answering no daggone questions. He was just repeating what was said over and over. They asked him about the check, and it was on that check, the check and her going downstairs and having to take stuff up. He's changed the subject altogether. I'm thinking he's related to Karen Huger and Mia Thornton at this point because the art of deflection is strong with that man. Okay, so that's why I felt like it was choppy and cut up. Because I was like, nothing is really flowing as it's supposed to through their conversation. 1 minute we're talking about a check, next minute we're talking about some presents that's downstairs and where these presents come from. I was like, what happened with the check? First of all, did y'all have a conversation, not have a conversation? Who did you cash a check? Where is the check? That's what I want to know. Did you get a new pair of shoes? Where is the check? I'm just trying to figure out where the check at. Then secondly, sir, she's getting you all together for your birthday and she just asked you, can you help me? Did you really? Like, he didn't answer that one. Did you really leave her down there like that? That's wild to me. But she was a little confusion too, because like C-Way said, you already know y'all not aligned. You and Sarah got a little problem. Y'all know y'all not aligned with these people, yet you want to keep talking to them afterwards. So you want to hold on to them until you find your next man. That's what it's telling me. You just want to keep somebody in your corner until you find your person. No, just let them go. You said no at the altar. Just be done. You know what I'm saying? I respect a couple of other people that said when we was no at the altar, that was it. Ain't no trying to have a relationship or none of this stuff like that. We're done. We're good. So I'm not even mad at them, but you two, Sarah and her, I told y'all the last live, they a little puzzling. They look confusing. I don't know. They a hot mess. Okay. This, I love you and all this stuff. I don't want you, but I want to keep talking to you. They want, okay, I can hear you say they wanted closure sometimes, but you ended the relationship. It wasn't for you to get closure. You closed it. What you need closure for when you tell a person, I don't want to talk to you no more, I don't want to be with you. You close the door. So what closure you need to get? Now, if it's Devin calling her, that's a whole different thing. But he's the one who said every time we get on the phone, we start having an argument over what happened at the altar. Now that right there, I wanted to know some more too. Who keeps starting that argument?
Probably her. Probably her.
She's still trying to figure out the money thing. That's what I figured. That's why they keep having an argument.
She want her gift cards back. She said, give me my gift cards back that you wouldn't help me bring into your party. Keep the check. Give me my gift cards.
But that's the thing. And I don't know if the women in the chat needs to hear this. I'm sure the men will back me up. If you embarrass a man or kind of like turn down a man to the degree that Sarah did and Virginia did, don't try to get back with that man, because if he do take you back, he gonna give you hell. It's the same way if you cheat on a man and he find out and he stay with you, you gonna wish he didn't. It be the same thing. Virginia and Sarah set themselves up for the okie doke, trying to have conversations, move to Nashville, all this type of stuff, because the man, it's not gonna be right. And in Virginia case, especially if you're the one who ended it, but you can't move on from the altar.
I don't think she did the same thing as Sarah. I think she wanted some closure and have one of these closure conversations and try to hash things out.
What closure do you need other than finding out where that money went? But no, that's neither here nor there.
People these days, they want to have their closure. I want to have the conversation. I want to talk through things. You know, that's what everybody. A lot of people want to do that these days.
If they were smashing, it would make some sense, but I ain't even smashing you. I don't need no closure. I don't need to talk through nothing. I do
Well,
want to know why you want to keep that money from. Where is that money?
you are too funny. Listen, if I mean, I could respect it because if you really did care for somebody and then you made the choice to say no at the altar, you're going to want some final conversations. I mean, they might not have 10 years of marriage or some significance like that, but you want to have a final conversation. You know, people usually want to talk things out or, you know, figure out how we navigate from here. It's just not radio silence.
So okay, so I can get Devin want to have it because he's kind of more the one who's more blindsided in that. I can get Ben maybe wanting to have it. And Ben and Sarah's case, and I don't know, we'll get there. I don't understand why Sarah want to all of a sudden have the closure conversation when she didn't want to have it that day. Like, so what is you doing? Why are you trying to date?
Sarah's fake. Sarah's fake.
But I'm jumping ahead a little bit. But yeah, I can understand the guys in this case wanting to have the closure. I just don't get the girls, because if I tell you no, I'm not trying to give you the. I can see we're gonna have an argument because you want the closure, and I'm not really trying to give it to you. But I don't want to have the conversation. I told you no. What we need to talk about? I don't know. I'm too different, I guess.
Yeah, I just personally can't relate to Virginia, and it's probably surprising because we both, educated. We have a lot in common, but I can't relate to Virginia in the way she gets down, and so that's where I'm struggling, especially because she's the only black woman outside of B Dot on the show. Just the way she moves is very perplexing to me. And it seems like she tries to have like her little moments. Like she had her little moment on Devin, sunned him, had her little like monologue speech, ate him up, and then circled back and basically told the whole story about her being thirsty and calling him for a week. It's like, okay, well there's the disconnect. Like you just ate him up, basically said he was a broke Republican that stole a check, disrespected you, wasn't a gentleman, made you go down and get a present that you bought him. Well, you was spending all your money on him, dusty, bad haircut, ibuprofen addiction, ain't cute, mama dusty, pigs in the okay, all the things, lady. So
Lord
then why
Seaway, Jesus Christ.
I'm just talking about all the things wrong with Devin. So why are we blowing up his phone only for him to pick up and for you to tell him this? He ain't trying to hear that he dusty, got a pig in his backyard, ain't got no money, ibuprofen. Why do he want to hear that?
Well, I got to give him credit because he held his boundary.
A good
We
boundary. He
gotta
should have hung
respect
up on
that
her.
king and his pearl necklace. That he held
Hmm.
his own.
He did right. He should have hung up on
He
her
did,
because if you
and
don't
I
want me, don't
respect him
talk
for
to me.
that because he was like, "Listen, don't call me. I'm gonna be at the reunion, down to the reunion in my Dancing with the Stars get up, because that's gonna be my next show." And just leave me alone. You don't want me, then don't talk to me. So I definitely 1,000% respect him for standing firm. He know Virginia wasn't gonna do nothing but tell him, how messed up he was. So
And that's why I'm
kudos
on
to that
Seaway
man.
side with this. Don't let no man put his boundaries up on you after you done.
Right. That's what pissed me off. Is like not you got me respecting Devin's boundaries. I'm like, girl, I wasn't supposed to be on his side at all. You supposed to eat him
Well,
up.
listen, you was all the way over to Ike's side, so this is light work. So listen, respect Devin's boundaries. Respect his boundaries because he know it's a road to nowhere, and he don't want to get fussed out. His mother, he already got to deal with his mama and his sister chewing his ear off. Told him he shouldn't have chose her no way.
Devin said, if you don't want me, then don't talk to me.
She said, he
Go
said, "Go
ahead
ahead and
and
free
free
yourself."
yourself.
Free yourself, ho.
And
Stop
I'm gonna
calling
take
my
that check.
phone.
I'm gonna take that check too.
Because
So
I'm
don't call
going.
me. It's mine.
This is my money, and I want it
It's
now.
mine. And I'm gonna buy a couple of pairs of Jordans and do whatever the heck I want to
I
do.
hope that people put a stop payment on that check.
And
And
I'm going to Costco to get me a whole slew of ibuprofen too, because you give me a headache.
exactly.
He's sick of her crap.
He said, I am not
He got
Lauren.
a migraine worse than me.
He said, "You about to get me back on the wagon, girl? What the hell?"
Tylenol, hate to see him coming, boy.
And I don't blame him. This what Lauren should have did instead of listening to Dave call her a hoe for 48 hours, 72 hours. Look, Lauren could have learned something from Devin. Devin said, "Get the hell off my phone. You ain't finna be talking bad about me on my
No,
phone that my mama paid for. Get the hell out of here."
listen,
Um,
he's Is this a members
What
only live or is the chat just members only?
the chats are members only.
Oh,
What,
okay. Let me
what?
do the editing myself. Let me call Devin up for some tips and tricks on what not to say.
Just repeat everything we say, Sean.
No.
I want to
Who's
know
we?
what's your.
Who's we? You parlez-vous again, Jay?
I was saying us three of the panel. Just repeat everything we say. Now you can pick and choose who you want to repeat.
Right. Don't
I
repeat
don't
me.
know if I
Great.
want to repeat Seaway.
Probably not. You're absolutely right. He sees that, you're gonna be definitely in trouble. But what's your guys' thoughts to the ex-girlfriend situation, that he's best friends with his ex-girlfriend, which we didn't know
I don't
about
even
until the end?
care. I don't even care because who cares? She saw it on the nightstand. That ain't why she ain't with that man. She was just throwing out stuff. The thing is, I'm a woman. I know Virginia's games. Virginia's playing in people's faces, and I know it because it's what we do. It was a red herring. She don't care about that note on that effing nightstand. Because when Miss Mama's, what's her name? The host, what's her name again? Help me.
Vanessa?
Vanessa, when Vanessa asked her, like, have you met her? Like, what you think about it? Virginia's story starts falling apart. It start crumbling apart. Oh, yeah, I met her, but I didn't know the extent of it. Girl, you're grasping at straws. That's not why you didn't want to be with that man.
Definitely not why you wanted to be with that man. However, just like in the case of Tyler and Ashley, and don't be introducing me like Tyler's ex
Your sad
fiance.
hoe slash.
Don't be introducing me into your other people without notifying me of who they is. Okay, you was smashing that lady or doing whatever with that lady whenever you was doing it. She can have a whole relationship now, but if you're gonna introduce me, let me know what it is. Don't just put me up in there. So that part of it I agree with, but that story I was like, it's fluff, because once we started asking more questions, did you meet her and all this stuff like that, she started stuttering and bumbling. Like, ma'am, is this the reason that y'all broke up or not? So it's not the reason that y'all broke up. You know what I'm saying? You met the lady and she's all married, and the craziest part is her fiance or whatever, the person was in the wedding.
In the wedding. So in the wedding. So my thing is, if you were gonna drop it, I need you to drop the full tea. It was a 4-page letter. She was talking about what woulda, coulda, shoulda, and she was wishing that, things could have been different. Like, girl, spill the tea. If you're not, I just don't even want to hear about it.
Now here's a question though. When was a letter written? Why was a letter in a space to be found or whatnot? And what was that purpose about? Like, if it
On
was
his nightstand, was she
okay,
in there writing the letter?
that's what I'm saying. Or was you in there reading the letter or whatever? Why? Because she's supposedly in a whole relationship. Yeah, they so weird out there, because now you got the one sister dating the ex-boyfriend, and now you got the friend
But
dating.
like, was it a wedding card, Jay? Like, or was it a letter? Like, was it like a wedding gift? You know what I'm saying? Like,
But still, why is she
like
writing woulda, coulda, wouldas, and her whole man is in the wedding party? That's weird to me too. So what the frick is going on there?
That's why it sounds like a wedding card in a wedding gift. That's what it sounds like, not a 4-page letter.
But yeah, but you still writing woulda, coulda, wouldas, and you supposedly
but she
married.
never said that. That's my point. She never said it was a woulda, coulda,
Okay.
woulda. I'm adding that. I'm saying
Okay.
unless it's a woulda, coulda, woulda. If it's just a note on a card from a person whose fiance or husband is in the wedding and this is a friend, you're throwing it out there to cause confusion, but it's not giving us nothing. It probably was just a wedding card.
But if it was his ex, she should have known that, because I'm sorry. If my soon to be wife walks in my room and sees a letter from a woman that is my ex, that has some weight and it's sitting right there on the nightstand, and I haven't even disclosed that that's somebody that I used to date.
I
Valid,
That's
think that's
Sean.
the bigger issue
you're
with
not,
him.
and that's what I'm saying. He's not being forthright. It
Yeah,
don't have to be
that's the issue.
anything. It's you're not being open. You're not being transparent. Just like the
Mm-hmm.
check, you didn't discuss it. You didn't say,
Mm-hmm.
hey, babe, by the way, I got a check from my boss. As soon as we get, my mom's boss or whatever, we'll definitely put that in an account, or I'll make sure that, that goes for XYZ. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are conversations you should be having. By the way, you met so and so. You're gonna meet Keisha later, and me and her used to date.
I think with the Virginia and Devin thing, that would have been a better thing is like what you're saying right now for her, Sean, is flat out, he's not being transparent. Wasn't transparent about his stance on religion or his political viewpoints. The check, this lady, that would have been a whole roundabout reason if she got up there and just said that. That'd have been like way better than stuff. But like I say, these segments seem so choppy and cut up. I don't know if it was longer than what it was and they was trying to hurry up and reduce it down. But I'm like, you could have kept this more in because we actually watched them on the show, then put the Meg, Madison, Mason, Alex stuff up in there.
Yeah, that was the difficult part because I'm definitely not saying that she doesn't have a right to have pause about that in the whole list of things that I mentioned earlier, right? The pig, and I won't go through it all. But the problem is with the way that it was broke up and how stuff just looks like it was just thrown in there. Like, you throw everything in the pot and throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. That's what it felt like. It just really felt like that. And honestly, I couldn't even sort out what was actually like her biggest problem. Maybe it was all the problem. I don't know. It would have been the pig for me, TBH.
Have been the transparency and lack of communication for me.
It would have been the sea moss on top of his head and the and his Republican parrots for me, and his daddy looking like Uncle Ruckus. Those would have been all on my list.
And Kojo was talking about AD hair. Virginia's situation she had on her head really pissed me off.
Okay, I thought I was tripping. I was like, this is a whole wig. What does this do? It like
It
what?
wasn't bad. It just gave a news anchor. It just gave news
pissed
anchor.
me. No,
That's
it was
all.
bad.
It was
really
a shift
bad.
that was a little not shifted. Like
I don't know why
Well,
you did that.
Some
she
angles it
looked
was
good.
okay.
I love her short
She did look good.
haircut. I don't know if that would clarify, would qualify as a bob, but if it was, I liked it. But
No,
it
it
did look a
definitely looks
little,
good on her.
news anchorish. So I can definitely
I
accept
think it
that
was just a
feedback.
little full in the part area. It needed to be plucked a little bit, thinned it out a little bit, and so it could lay a little flatter. Because it was like some angles it was nice, and then some
Listen.
angles it was just a big old puff right in that area.
Yeah, but
Y'all gonna be pissed off at me because when I tell you, unfortunately, Love is Blind did their big one because everything about her is all the things that are my type, like everything. So
we
it's
got
so hard for
we
me.
received that for sure.
We know
Down to the hair, all of that. I love her short haircut. I like a bob. She cut
she
her
had the
hair
heels
like it's
on. She had the
hard.
split. We know.
Heels, poised.
It wasn't the bob, Sean. It was that part sitting on
It's
top
the
of her
part.
head.
That's
That
what, yeah.
part could have been down the middle of her head, up
You
to
would have
the
never
side,
known.
It was
back to
sitting
the.
up
She
there
could
like
have
a
had a mullet.
sombrero.
Don't matter. It don't matter.
That's how I know y'all
Don't matter.
It don't matter.
That's how I know you. When y'all be in it, y'all be in it. Because y'all be talking about we don't like this and that. No, when you like a girl, you don't care if that hair
It
hat sitting
does
up there like
not
a
freaking
sombrero.
matter.
First of all,
Yep.
nobody said she never looked beautiful. We already numbered her top dress best of the all of the franchise, to be honest with you. We done said that, okay?
Virginia's beautiful regardless. That hair hat don't got nothing
Shauna
to do
Williams,
with it.
thank you.
Now, good Lord, Shauna Williams.
Thank you, baby.
Kojo, you gonna split that with us, or you gonna be like Devin?
Gonna be like
we'll
Devin.
check it out.
What she said, I'm on StreamYard.
Bro. As soon as you said that,
She
I
gave
started
a
feeling like
nice.
Devin. I said, damn. Should I tell him or not? Jay done blew up my house. I was gonna be like, we ain't gonna talk about this one.
I'm the mama.
We get
Look,
married.
I'm the mama. I'm gonna tell it everything. You know he got a
We
check.
can get married.
You know he got a check. Did he tell you about it?
Gia, you did not just
tell
say
you
that
nothing.
was her hair. You did not just say that.
Who
I
said
know
that?
you didn't just say that.
Who? What?
Gia said that. She said that was her hair.
Yeah,
Lord
she
have
bought it. It definitely was her hair. It was bought.
Oh, right. You're right.
Yeah, that's her. She got a receipt.
What happened?
Somebody got a receipt.
What I miss? What did I miss?
Nothing.
I wanted her to get what she gave at that wedding. That wedding look was flawless.
That wedding hair was beautiful. Oh my God, the highlights. Oh my, that was some hair.
That was when I tell you it was flawless. I mean, that was flawless.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we saying about obviously her stance about the different values? She said there's different values as to why her and Devin partly didn't work out. It's because of the value system. they have two different values. She supports LGBTQA. She's also for women's rights, which I understand as well. And so therefore, they had different values. What was your guys' thoughts on that as well?
I just felt like she was silent. She was not silently, but like blowing a little whistle, but not just he don't support Black Lives Matter type thing. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, let me throw you under a bus for some things without throwing you under the bus or hiding my hands while I do it.
Okay. And with that, Sean?
Like in what context do you think you asking, like, do I think she's valid, or what did I think of her
No.
commentary around it?
Yeah. Just what you thought about her commentary around it, because she made it very obvious that it's a value situation as well. So
Yeah, I think, it seemed like she was trying to, like, cuz be reserved about what it all was, and then Vanessa or Nick, whoever it was, kept pressing. So, I think eventually, she just got to what the meat of the matter was, is that they're just not on the same page, and I think
Bless your heart, Shauna, again.
I just think at the end of the day, they really aren't aligned, and I'm glad she got to it. Some of us may feel she took a little bit too long to get there, but listen, she got there, and I think she was spot on, because they don't think the same things, and I think he was more so willing um to say, like, hey, listen, we can figure this out, which unfortunately a lot of men will operate from that standpoint, because it is a privilege point, and Ben made that point, right? A lot of times as men, we don't acknowledge our privilege to be able to kind of float in and out of these decisions, where a woman, that decision, that where you stand, needs to be definitive, because if it's not, it's going to have direct impacts on how you navigate things. So I just think he was a little waffly on it, but ultimately those two, they just don't go together, especially for somebody that is staunch in their beliefs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm glad she got to it. Of course, he did the typical MAGA deflection and said, "Well, I thought that we can get past that. No, ho, we can't." So, yeah, that's my only thought.
Hey, but there's the take back though from the last live we did. They did say they had the conversation. It just wasn't on camera, so they did have some talk or whatever. So I'll take a little bit of what I said back earlier. So they sound like they did have some talk on the situation. She just I guess she couldn't get past some of his views or whatnot, or in the case of Sarah, change his mind on his views.
Right. Well, that's her right.
Well, I mean, it's also his right to feel how he feel. You know what I'm saying? If you're raised a certain way and you just don't think, I mean, I was confused on his answer on that, because I didn't know where he was going, because she's saying that, I'm all right with women's. I know her main purpose was a women's right thing, because we seen that on camera. That was the women's have the right to choose to have abortion or not. The LBG community thing and all this stuff, love who you love or whatever. But that's all he said. It's like, I'm okay with people loving who they love and all this and stuff. So I was confused. It's like, what is the issue then? I understand, like, you could be within a religion and not fully share some of that religion's beliefs or whatnot, because you're still processing and learning your religion and trying to make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I put mine in my case, I have a lot of questions and I ask a lot of questions. And if you can't give me an answer that's valid to it, I got to go do the research myself. And again, I go back to what I said earlier on it is, for me, it's still, he doesn't have a foundation of his own to even explain what his actual view is, because I didn't get it at the end. By the time he said everything, it was just him repeating a lot of stuff that she said. And it's, I have friends that are of this thing, and I feel like people of different things can be together. It's like, no, Devin, that's where you're young at, thinking that certain foundational boundaries that people have, and they can be together with somebody else that has a different view on that. It doesn't work. Y'all setting yourself up for divorce at the end of the day. Because if I'm strong in one religion and I'm not, like, it goes all the way against this other religion, we just shouldn't be together. You know what I'm saying? And she got me confused because she's like, well, I feel like, no, I'm not gonna say she confused me, because I do feel like that in my friendships and all this stuff like that. You can be a part of one religion and all this, and be open to other people's religion and just agree to disagree where you disagree at. I can get that part. Her having a whole family of different things, it's like, ma'am, that doesn't mean that your partner has to agree with all of those things that your family members do. Y'all need to agree on what you do. So she was losing me a little bit in that area too. So I was just like, yeah, y'all just don't know how to communicate. It's not going to work. I'm glad she said no, but she needs to stop calling you. Block her if she can't stop calling you, please.
Now, Jay, what I would say about why she made it an important note to talk about other people's freedom of religion, because unfortunately, you know, this current administration and the people behind it have been very polarizing about people who have other beliefs and being hateful towards, you know, people that are Muslim, the Muslim community. You know, we got the things that are going on in Palestine and Israel, right? You know, so a lot of people have now taken their political views, and also umbrella underneath that umbrella is some hatefulness towards people that have other religions, right? So if I had Muslim people in my family, I would feel some type of way, you know, but because of some of the speech and the rhetoric that comes, you know, that has come late. So I think that's what she was getting at, is that, hey, I know I'm a Christian, but I also know that I feel confident in that people should have the ability to express their religion, and other religions shouldn't be demonized. So I think that's what, you
Oh,
know,
okay, so she's basically saying his religion is kind of demonizing
well,
others.
his
I think.
political views, you know, like supporting the red man
Mm-hmm.
underneath that umbrella are those other things.
Yeah. Okay. So that makes more sense, because for me, I'm in one of those things is you could believe in what you want to believe in, long as you believe in something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to change your mind on that or whatever and thing, because it's not really fully my place, even though my religion may try to tell me that all the time, but it's not, you know. But so thank you. I get it. I get it a little bit better now, because it was a little confusing to me. I was just like, I understood her point on respecting everybody's religion, but I just didn't understand where she was going with it. And he didn't help, because he just kept repeating stuff that didn't make sense. So,
And I will say, I think it was smart of him to stay silent. I think he handled himself very well, because explaining anything further probably would have, one, either exposed him to potentially be ignorant, or maybe say something that he might have a very difficult time walking back. So I think it was definitely best that he just let Virginia say whatever she was saying and not respond. I don't think, you know, like, I'm just saying in my perspective, I don't think he should have responded. I thought that was the best decision he made, on top of not accepting her phone calls after, you know, decision day.
That's it. We got any more views? We're done with Devin and Virginia. All right, we're gonna move it on. We're gonna move it on. Shout out to Shanna, who's become obviously one of the members as well. We appreciate you, sis. God bless you for becoming part of the membership and the family. Shout out to Olivia Petit for becoming part of the family as well. Shout out to Shazni, sorry, I guess her name Shazni as well, and Fritos as well, for sending out the 5 memberships out here. Like we always say, listen,
don't beg. It's disgusting.
but you know what's beautiful? When people are willing to share and to give as they do. First and foremost, we appreciate you very much, you guys, for sharing out the love for the rest of the members out there. Tamara D, welcome to the panel, to the members as well. We appreciate you. It's good to have you on board. Shout out to Shanna out here. gotta appreciate us is out here with the red 99, the red 99. Listen, I felt like Devin in that moment. I saw it come up. I said, I ain't gonna open that letter. We ain't gonna open that letter. The spirit of
Kojo,
Devin came upon me. Yes.
can you hit Shauna with a little song? You
Oh, I've
know,
got a little something
hit her
for
with
her.
a little
Don't worry
worship
about that.
song.
Oh, I haven't got a worship song because we don't worship this thing, but I have got a little something. That's right, because the money, the money.
I wanted a
Yes, it,
worship
Jay.
song, Kojo, just like we're blessed in the spirit. You know, like one of your
But we're
normal
not.
ditties that you
We
sing.
You gonna sound like it's blessing the money,
we
Sean. We
know, but
can't.
I want the blessed. I want the blessed in the material. I've been praying already. This is the manifestation of the material, brother.
Lord have
We
mercy.
blessed in the spirit for sure, but I want to see blessed in the. I want to see blessed in the manifestation. Or you're gonna end up like Devin stealing checks. I don't need that. You can pray all you want, but I want to see a manifestation in the
You are.
flesh. Okay. Listen, shout out to
Juicy
her. She
got
said,
it.
listen,
That's right, Juicy. I wanted to
she
hear some
said,
Fred Hammond.
Fred Hammond, you know what?
I
Never
wanted to
would have
hear Kojo
made
bless
it.
us with your pipes.
That's
That's what
Marvin
I was
Sapp.
looking for.
Oh, you know what? Look. This is even better for me.
Sean. What the F?
This is how I feel
That's not a
about
pause. See, wait, pipes are your vocal cords.
You
And
said you
other
wanted
things.
Kojo to bless you with his pipe.
You
That's a
see
And
that?
other
pause.
I
things.
said
It's not just the
pipes.
That's the
vocal
problem right
cords.
And
there.
see, that's where you need to unpack your homophobia because
Not the
pipes are vocal
homophobia.
cords.
All I said was pause. Now, when I could
I
have
don't know
said
how that's
pause.
homophobic. That's
I could
homo.
have said, no, I could have said pause to continue, pause to stop. You don't know what the
See,
pause
wait, don't
is about.
gaslight me tonight. Don't
Please,
do it.
Lord.
That's how I felt with you too. He said, "Don't gaslight me."
You trying to cancel me? I heard you talking about that show homophobia.
It was. Why is she telling me I'm talking about a pipe? I said pipe suck,
Cause
You
plural.
asked for
Wesley
Kojo's
Pipes.
pipes, and I just wanted you to just
Just
to
know
pause
there's a
that.
Wesley
Well,
Pipes
if
out
he
there,
has
Sean.
multiple, then we really got,
Well,
he needs
multiple
to be
could be.
studied.
I'm gonna just say it again. Thank you to Shanna as well. Sharon is caring. She's because I wasn't sharing for nothing. That's right. I can't wait to play that more often. I had to find one of them.
Not the
Yippee.
money making y'all want Kojo's pipe. This is really taking a detour.
Hey,
You the
only
one
fan.
Money got
that's
y'all
driving
wanting.
the car.
Money got y'all acting funny for a little bit of change. Y'all acting funny.
Yeah, they trying to do something strange for a little bit of change.
They
That's right,
so
Sean. You hold
are.
her accountable, Sean.
Oh
Money,
yeah,
money,
yeah. She's the
money.
one driving the car that Ben couldn't take to wherever Sarah was.
What's that car?
Cause he was supposed to take a
He was
flight.
supposed to park his car and take a flight, and he blocked
That
her.
car didn't go nowhere. That did not leave the driveway.
Exactly.
That car went right down to the bar. Drinks on Ben.
So Ben and Sarah, sorry as well. Listen, obviously they had their little situation. 12 hours went past, and unfortunately, she didn't get her man. But we have to talk about the fact that listen, and I told you what would happen, didn't I? I said it was going to happen. That Ben and that Sarah's not serious. She be going on like she says she's not serious about what she said. She be saying that actually, her values were really important. But when it came down to the crunch, you know, she said no at the altar, but still want to dabble. And this is, and I'm not just saying it's her. Most people, a lot of people do this anyway. Like they will say no at the altar. Monica said no at the altar. They're not ready to get married, but they're still ready to frolic around. And that's the biggest issue. You know what I'm saying, Chu? So I want to get you guys' thoughts on Ben and Sarah because I think she did an effective job calling him out. I knew that Ben was a liar. I have been saying this. I know some people are saying he's been very straight. He hasn't. They've both been lying because they've not been true to their actual values. And I think he got caught out majorly as well, But I think they're both playing a little bit of a game here as well. You know that if you probably send a chat DTP message, and she probably saw it, but instead of her replying, she said, "Oh, is that what we're doing?" And then try to claim that she was ghosted for 12 to whatever how long, but that doesn't make no sense. Okay, cool. So talk to me, guys. What's you guys' thoughts? What's you ladies' thoughts on this situation?
People got a little lying problem on both ends. You know what I'm saying? One end might be a little bit longer in this occasion than the other. However, ma'am, You said he was not going to change and you didn't have no more time to be trying to wait for this man to change. So why are you still playing and asking him if he gonna come to Nashville with you and all this stuff? What's the problem? You could have had room for your girls. They could have been there. But you want to sit here and tell us that he was gonna squeeze into your apartment and all this stuff like that. So you still trying to shack up with this man, though you left him at the altar. You should have just left him at the altar. You didn't even want to have a conversation with him. You jumped in that car and told us that you didn't want to talk to him while in your wedding dress. What are we doing? What are we doing? And Ben, you ain't you about a step better than Devin in explaining anything. You didn't repeat what she said, but you didn't give me no answers either. Okay. Now I respect that you had let her go on her way and you blocked her and you unfind my friend and all that stuff like that, because that's part of your healing process. It sounded like by the time that conversation was done that y'all was kind of agreeing to not be together. However, you was still agreeing to go to Nashville. Made absolutely no sense to me. So I was like, why did you tell her yes to Nashville only for her to leave and you block her? Just tell her, I don't know, whatever and stuff like that. So something wasn't going your way and you decided to block that lady. Okay, that makes no sense. So both of, like you said, Coach, both of them was playing games. They both got a little lying problem. Sarah, you not standing on business when your sister not around. So I don't want to hear about this Black Lives Matter thing and all this that you supposedly all into, because that tells me that when us Black people not around, you not standing on business either. So yeah, they both made the best decision to just go ahead and stop following each other and find my friends and whatever else they doing. Y'all go y'all separate ways. I do not care, Sarah, about what he's doing in the privacy of now and off camera and all this stuff when we're not on this thing. Don't try to bring it up into none of this right now. You told that man you didn't want to be with him. That's all. Leave it right there. I don't care if he talked to anybody else, date anybody else in the DMs or somebody else. That's his personal business. You didn't want to be with him, so he can do what he want now. He free. Stop trying to hold on to this man until you find your husband. That's what it was given. You trying to hold on to him until you find your man. Let that man be free and free yourself so you can find your man. Crazy lady or woman. I'm not sure what she wants at this point. We got to keep our options open. I don't know.
Yes, Seaway.
See where you at.
I'll go while we're waiting for her. I'm pretty much with Jay. I was super confused. Like, we talked about a little earlier in the terms of, she took the long road to get to the, fact that they were definitely not aligned. And that seemed very apparent very early on. So why she wanted to go down this road with we can work through it didn't make sense. And then for her to circle the block and still try to continue a relationship with him, have him move in with her, to me, just she needs to get herself together. And constantly saying, oh, I don't, I know I don't have all the answers. You don't have to, but guess what? Chat GPT, Google, and there's plenty of books, so the answers are within your reach. So that sounds like a cop out, and just further adds to the fact that she's just, a tad bit performative, if not a lot of performative, depending on who you ask. So yeah, I don't know. I'm glad again he made the good decision to just discontinue it. He should have been more forthcoming. I think that shows again his character. He's trying to be this nice person, this veil of who he really is versus, who the real Ben is versus who he shows to the world. And he definitely has a problem with confronting things. And that's obvious because he couldn't just say, "Hey, listen, I don't want to move forward and this is why." Godspeed in whatever state she was in, and let's just keep it moving. So the both of them, very confusing why they still tried to stretch this thing out, especially if you like are so opposed. Like, hey, why would you try to make a relationship and continue to entangle yourself with that person, knowing that you guys are so on opposite sides? Those things don't change like that. So I just didn't get it. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. And that's that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think Ben definitely kind of exposed himself for probably, like Sean said, not being able to problem solve and communicate his issues. But he definitely was performative and probably being fake the whole time. So she definitely clocked his tea. I don't think she was wrong about that. But I think her saying that she understands what the women were saying about him all this time. Why do you understand? Because he don't want to be with you after you said you don't want to be with him. Like, I just feel like with her and with Virginia, I was just so disappointed in the ending, because it seems like they're both not with the people, not because of the valid reasons they have, but because the two men set up boundaries and decided that they didn't want to be with them no more. And that's kind of disappointing. Like, I was really hoping that it was gonna be like both of them stood on business, and Sarah definitely didn't. Like, you were telling people that he was moving in with you in Nashville and going. It's like, at that point you could have married the man, but the only reason why you're not talking to him is because he ghosted you. Like, he already told you that he ghosted other women that you look past. Okay.
I
Like,
didn't think he would do it to me.
yeah. That's why Sarah's going on my list right there with Lauren. You heard everything that was done that the people do, but now it happened to you. Now you're upset. The reason why she didn't respond to him is because when he sent her that letter, that little scripted text, she said, "Uh-oh, he done got me like he done did everybody else." She knows she was got, so like, what was the point of even going back and forth? So Sarah was just disappointed, still disappointed. Yep.
And not being trying to do cleanup on aisle 6, but trying to talk about, let's get it together before the reunion. Like, you knew what you was doing, sir. You knew you was trying to tell her so she could have some nice things to say about you at the reunion. A few of them actually were doing a lot of that, trying to talk to each other real quick so we could have nice things to say. Them ladies was like, no, sisterhood this week.
No, Jay, but actually that was kind of silly on her part, because she should have just went along being fake with Ben, and they could have came up with a better story. Like, hey, because Ben would have definitely went along with her saying like, hey, we were so, she didn't. Me and her had kind of conflicts on values, and after the reunion, we definitely couldn't make it work. That was actually a better story than the story that she told. That she tried to beg that man to go with her to Nashville, and he left her on red. She actually didn't eat with that story. She should have went with the fake one that he was trying to come up with.
She didn't eat with the story. However, it did expose Ben a lot more. So had she not did that, we wouldn't have seen a lot more of his bullshit. Oh, excuse my French, BS either. So
I don't know if what she exposed on Ben was worth her looking that silly for, but I guess you gotta, pick your poison.
What was also funny is how Nick clocked Ben, was like, and you listen to Jimmy? You're taking advice from Jimmy? Come on, bro. Not a little less than smart. Come on.
I must admit, yes, I definitely hear what you're saying. I mean, for her to want him to pull up and be in her house was crazy, and it was a betrayal of her own values. But again, Sarah's been doing that since the beginning, so it's nothing new. Do you get what I'm saying to you? And again, it just reiterates this whole aspect that that you're not staying true to your values. So it's not going to work out in the end because you're not doing what you believe to be true. And whether you actually know what your actual values are, does Sarah actually really know? She's asking him to change, but wouldn't even hold firm of her own values. So what's he changing for? There's no point in him changing. You are saying that you have a certain amount of values. You want him to change. And change to what? Because you're not even holding firm to your values. So clearly it's not important enough for you to hold on to. So why would he want to change? You know what I'm saying, Chew? Yeah, go for it, Jay.
that's a weird thing that I notice a lot of people do, is you expecting that person to change and you want to hold them accountable for when they don't change. Yet you're doing the same thing along right with them, but you don't look at yourself and say, you know what, that person, I can't change that person, but I can change me. So let me go ahead and stop doing what I'm doing by not continuing to entertain this person, by not asking them to come with me, by not talking to them anymore and standing on my stuff, like you said, Coach, standing on firm on your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? It's like a few people got up on this stage and want to hold the other person accountable while they're sitting there doing the same things themselves. It was crazy to me to watch that. And it's not at all. It's not in our community, so we can't just sit here and say we're the only ones.
All right, let's move it on then. So another person. Damn. Joey. Oh, Joey. Joy, oh, joy. Joey and Monica. This is a situation. Situations will
Will
arise.
arise.
Come on. But you gotta be smart
Smart
about it.
about it.
But Joey was not smart about it. That's the problem.
Nope. He was just as dumb as that skateboard and those ugly shirts he came trolling out in.
Now I ain't gonna hold you. That a clear skateboard. I was kind of liking that one. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them people that like the bottom of the skateboards and designs and stuff. So
Oh, the skateboard is nice.
yeah,
I'm still just railing on
you talking
about
about the
he had it
longboard
at the
from the
wedding.
wedding?
No, whatever he had, he just
For the wedding?
him continuing to roll up on these skateboards everywhere he goes. He needs to focus on getting himself together instead of being a big kid.
To
St.
be
Toys R
fair,
Us.
he did roll up to the reunion with that as well. But I'll let you guys discuss that. Let me just
Just
read
the
this out.
picture he took with it.
Spectator's view. Yeah, he did it with a feel. I was like, oh. First time listener, I've enjoyed the conversation and the different viewpoints. Thank you for making Love is Blind interesting this season. Not a problem at all. Welcome to the crew at Spectator's View. And
And
we are
great
glad that
artwork
you've
on
got.
your AV. I like that.
Yeah, for real. It's nice, bro. I wonder if that's her own artwork. That'll be very powerful. So we appreciate you, Spectator's View. Thank you very, very much. It's appreciated. Yes, Joey, Monica, situations. We found out that Joey was out here texting Madison. What's your last thought on that, man?
Well, these two continue to flabbergast me each turn we take because I guess I was a little delulu and not really paying close attention to their scenes, but to have them not get married, then the way they went skipping their Lou down the aisle like they were going to be BFFs, for life, and come to find out that Joey was leading her on. He never really liked her at all. He's playing games, triangulating her with Madison. Although Madison seems to just be in. If there's a mess, Madison's gonna be there to just be right in the thick of it. So I'm sure we'll get to that at some point. But yeah, so Joey was doing a lot. So all that glitters in gold. He seemed like a real nice, carefree, easygoing guy. No, he's stirring up some problems there and not being forthright. And I think, also again, unfortunately, Monica, I think she should have seen all she needed to see when she realized that he didn't, she wasn't getting what she wanted. It's not like it's not going to happen in more time, and that's the unfortunate part. Like, we've never seen anyone say no at the altar and then continue their relationship on and it works out. It's like, if you're saying no, chances are at best you guys can be friends. At best. But don't try to stretch this relation out and recreate it and think time is going to fix it, because the only thing that's happening different is you're doing everything you would normally do, but in a very compressed time frame. But the outcomes don't change. So I don't know why Monica went against herself to try to like double back to see if it would work out with Joey. If he was gonna do it, he would have done it. My thoughts.
Okay.
Go for it, Jay.
I I think I was probably as confused as Sean was with these two, because it's just like y'all both waiting for the other to make the first move. Is oh, he didn't say I love you. Well, she didn't say I love you. So well, he didn't do that. It's like, what? I got a good relationship with my sister, so I figured, that threw me for a loop when I met the sister, and the sister felt some type of way, and I was glad that Nick called him out. It was like, so the sister stopped you from being intimate with your lady? Like, let's be honest, were you not feeling her before then? And then the whole argument on how many times that they did it, once or twice or whatever and stuff like that, but y'all did it. Y'all did something and stuff. Let's be honest. I need like people to be honest in this moment. I appreciate Monica for speaking out her truth and coming out with all she needed to come out. But sis, you was still trying to figure it out, where are you gonna go with this when you said no a little bit. Let's be honest there. And Joey, you needed to be all the way honest on why you wasn't gonna pick her or didn't want to go for it or was relieved at the end of it that she said no. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all both said, well, he didn't look like he cared for closure and stuff like that. And obviously she wanted a little bit of closure in it. And this whole Madison thing, sir, you seen Madison. Madison probably said something, but you were definitely in her inbox right while you and Monica was still together. That is really more of the problem than after any time in the DMs or whatever and stuff like that. No, regardless of if she jumped in the DMs, if she was trying to holler, you initiated that. You slid into her DMs talking about cute pink hair. I'm sorry I didn't get to talk to you. And you got called out and you try to lie about it. You did that. So it doesn't matter if she tried to hit on you later or anything like that. You were in the relationship when you did that. So that was a whole problem right there in anyway. So it doesn't kind of, to me, doesn't matter at this point, though I think Madison is still a little bit lying about it, if she was trying to hit on you or not. Madison is messy. I could see her hitting on you, getting drunk and saying some stuff to you and stuff like that. But I don't think it was that deep as you probably made it to sit here to go back to Monica and say something to her about anything or whatnot. Only reason you did something like that is because you're trying to cover up the fact that you was in her DMs in the first freaking place. Let's be all the way honest there. So had you not slid into her DMs and said anything to her, none of this would have been a problem. But you want to sit here on the stage, oh, well, I reached out to everybody. I want to check on everybody. Okay, sir. Okay, I'm friends with the whole cast. Stop playing. Stop playing in her face and stop playing in ours or whatnot. Monica, you look good as heck in the girl. Makeup good. I love it and stuff like that. I don't know about the bottom of the dress. Bottom and the top together is just doing too much. Pick a struggle on that. But you look real good, okay? Your sister's still a mess. So I think you're still going to have to do some boundary searching with your sister. You guys got to get that worked out or whatever and stuff. But sis did clock what was going on with Joey, regardless of if it was because of her, he didn't want to be intimate, or if there was something else there. But I think on the first meeting, the sister was like, yeah, nah. So it's something there anyway, the sister seen. Though she's a little hater. So it's like a little mess up part on that part. But I don't know. I was just kind of over that segment anyway, because it was just like, you saying all this stuff to Joe and he ain't listening. I'm going to tell you now, that man does not listen to anything you were saying. So it really didn't matter by the end of it. You wanted to end it with, he's the good guy. He's still all this stuff, wonderful things. Great. Okay. Y'all go y'all separate ways. We move on. Hopefully one of y'all is on. No, I don't even want to see y'all on the screen no more. Never mind. I'll retract my last statement from this.
Yeah, I don't want to add too much to what Jay said. I just hope that Monica's looking at Joey and realizing that this is all A-okay. It ain't too much to worry about. The way he pulled up to that reunion, looking the way he looked and acting the way he acted, I hope she realizes it is not a loss. And Joey is like a lot of these dudes who look unassuming, who be quietly cheating and up to no good. That's all he up to. He saw Monica, because Monica's a baddie. I mean, not Monica, Madison. He saw Madison is a baddie. Face was T, 10 out of 10. He saw her when she came with that red hair, realized that she probably the baddest one. And he was trying to see what was to it. That was it. He knows she's a little toxic, didn't care. He was like, nah, that's a baddie. I'm finna see what's up. That's all that was. And so
I think, to be honest, I think if she didn't have that pink hair, he might not have looked at her so much. But I think that pink hair goes into the culture of the skater and all that. So he probably thought she would be into more.
Mm-hmm. But that's why she get away with like what she get away with is because she got that aesthetic. She got a real fiery, aesthetic but beautiful face. Got all the, so, and that's probably why Meg's so mad and all these other people mad because not only did she got a little toxic to her, she's a baddie, so it's gonna make people feel away. But yeah, I don't really have much for Joey and Monica. I'm glad that, they go on their separate ways because Monica done peep what Joey got going on, and he got a lot going on.
I think, a little bit what Monica's story was bothering me is that it's saying that he's not touchy-feely, he's not intimate type things like that, but it's like you have to compare that to something. This could be just him. And if that's just him, what you want to do. But if you find out if you talk to one of his exes and stuff like that, and they sat there and be like, oh no, he was always kissing up on me and all that stuff. That's a different thing to use that as a thing as you weren't into me. So I think that was a little bit of my problem with Monica, because it was like, you're just kind of like projecting a lot of your own internal things on him, saying he's not into you because he's not doing certain things. You have to know that person does those things on a regular to know that they're not doing them to you for that reason. They're just not into you. He could have been into her, but he's just hesitant on a lot of things. He's not forthcoming with a lot of information or anything like that. He could have, and he might not do PDA or touchy-feely affectionate type stuff like that. That just could be him and still be into you. So I was just kind of like, yeah, don't just keep knowing that you're not into me because you didn't do these things I like. Unless you suggested like, hey, I like these things, and he never even attempted to do it. That's one thing. So I don't know. I think on that point, it was just throwing me a little off with her too.
Now, I have in the past been guilty of this, and it's also something I've learned a little too. So I kind of get that point. Like, you can tell somebody something, but you also want to see how somebody reacts organically, especially when you're just getting to know them. It's like a woman telling a guy, like, if we're out on a date, I'm on a date, right? And then a woman tells me everything I ask her, so what do you want? What do you want in a man? And then she lays it all out, and then I just regurgitate everything back to her. And in that short, time frame, I just give her all those little things. But after a while, I'm not doing those things because that's not really who I am. I'm just, you know, masking to give her what she wants. I think she wanted to see a baseline for what affection looked like for him. And if she's constantly have to tell him this is what affection looks like, that's probably going to be a good indicator of what their relationship would be like. And it also was connected to the fact that he probably, well, not probably, he wasn't really into her like that. So if she kept doing it and telling him, okay, I need this, and maybe he did a little bit more, it still would be not his genuine feeling towards her. So I kind of understood what she was saying with that, like wanting him to just do certain things organically.
But you can't blame him and fault him if he don't have it in him to do organically. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's just not him, you can tell me all day and I can do it because you're asking me. But if this is not my natural nature to do, it's still not going to be organic to me. You feel what I'm saying? And it was coming off, for me, it was coming off as she is blaming him and using that as a reason to say in her head, he don't like me. Now, there's a lot of things. His hesitation on the love thing and all that stuff could be a thing, but you're not saying it either. My thing is, if I'm touching up on you and you're pulling away, then I'm kind of looking at you like, what's up? Or what's good? But if I touch on you and you let me stay there, even though you don't really touch me back, it's saying to me a little bit, okay, you might not be into the touchy-feely, but you are allowing me to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It just, to me, sometimes when these people don't communicate what they want in the slightest and then be looking at the other person, well, you just don't do these things. Well, do they do them in the first place? That's all I just be saying. So I didn't want to totally be faulting him for things that he might not naturally do. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she did. Remember, she told him about the affection and what she likes. She did tell him. It wasn't like it was a secret. She told him, I like affection. And she said, I was seeing some of the other couples, and she kind of fumbled through it, but she said, I saw some of the other couples, and it's not like I want you giving me a whole ton of PDA, but I would like for you to, put your hand on my leg and touch me, do certain things like that. So he was aware.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's still not going to be organic if it's not in his nature, though, So it's
And
now I'm making conscious decisions to, like, I got to consciously think to do this in this moment.
Yeah, and I think in that instance, you have to make a choice. Like, is that something you could deal with? And I
Right.
think for her, she's like, hey, listen, I've told you what I'm looking for. You haven't made any efforts. It's not in your nature. I feel like that's you. You don't really like me. And guess what? He didn't really like her like that. Even
Well,
when they tried outside of after decision day, he still gave that same very minimal effort
and
because he didn't like her.
I think just that little bit that you said right there, that's what I'm struggling to just wrap my head around and stuff like that. Because how I look at it is, I told you you're not doing it. You're not capable of doing it. Not that you don't like me. I just need to move on to something more, to be with somebody more of what I like, instead of just trying to blame you for something that you can't do. And I think that little part, and I'm not saying it's not true, Sean. He more than likely don't like her or whatever, or like her the way she needed him like him. It's just that I'm putting all the onus on you when I could just say, you know what, I'm not getting what I want out of this. Let me move on to something else. I think that's my thing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, look, Joey's situation, it's a tough one, right? Because I think either party didn't really affirm each other the way they probably wanted them to affirm each other, the way that they would have liked to receive it. She obviously said that she now knows that he didn't like her from the very beginning, but I don't know how she knows that. She can only, do you know what I'm saying? To when I say, what I mean by that is that she's reinterpreting watching the clips based on what happened after, which I totally understand, but I don't know if that's the case of him not necessarily liking you. Do I think he liked you as much as you liked him? Okay, maybe we can debate that and say maybe he doesn't like you as much as you wanted. But if you weren't affirming him, he's not affirming you. And this is, I don't even say it's petty, but it's a fear that a lot of people have, that when they're not being affirmed, they don't affirm the other person, right? But that's no excuse for the fact that he ended up actually then messaging Madison, which is the reality of the situation is that as much as he liked Monica, there was something about Madison that excited him. And I did say this a couple of weeks ago before. I was like, it's not necessarily, I said, I wonder how it'll be like when they're outside of pods, because although they both have a commonality of having to look after people, I think Jay, you were saying this. What's your exit? What's going to create that excitement? Because it may not be as exciting dating somebody who has the same issues that you're having, and actually, there's no freedom. That means it means we're almost kind of trauma bonding, but it may not be no excitement. For some people, that's fine. For others, that is not going to work. You know what I'm saying, Chu? So I think there was those aspects that need to also be kind of like discussed in that essence as well, and kind of talked about. Yeah, so yeah, he definitely was a wrong move messaging Madison. Definitely wasn't the right thing to do at the time, and he has to hold that L in a sense, because he was making the assumption that he was still trying to make it work with Monica. So yeah, that was the issue. So I get why he would have mentioned Madison again. There's excitement there, but he does have to be honest that he also did not uphold certain behaviors that were conducive to produce the right conditions for that relationship. He did things that he shouldn't have done, and that's why the City Boys are down. We are down again. We're down minus 100 points with that guy. You know what I mean? But yeah, any other thoughts on Joey Monaco? No. Okay. Let me then get on to so Dave and Sir Lauren. Having nightcaps before the show. So somebody give me that sweet love. That sweet love on that night shift, on that night shift. Tell me maybe no, hold me don't. Hey, trust me, Evie. That's what Lauren was doing before she came on the show. But obviously Dave as well was talking about. I can see that Dave was also was talking about how his sister situation, which we have never seen a sister up to this point as well, till this moment as well. So I want to get you guys' thoughts. What's your thoughts on this Dave and Lauren situation now? How are you seeing it? Because he said he came to a better understanding now because he had learned some things about that man. Well, it's still, that was not why you were crashing out. You were crashing out because she had sex with that man. So you ain't learned nothing. So something else has happened. So are you lying about your sisters really being the way they were? Are you lying about your family how they really were? You know what I mean? Something's a bit off. You know what I mean? But yeah, love to hear your perspectives on this, guys.
He's still lying. Well, this is all because he's aware that he's about to get a bad edit, and he got a bad edit. And so him on the reunion was like, oh, he was trying to get a common villain with Lauren so he looks better. But all he does is just ends up looking unhinged and like he's being dishonest. He never gave that sister the letter. And I don't even know how he mustered up them tears. And why Lauren is still being a pick me, talking about, I don't think he's manipulative. Now, he may not be a narcissist, but everything he's doing is manipulative. So it's just like, come on, girl. He had an issue with you because he said you was a hoe and you wasn't admitting it. And so that was his problem. And so why he acting like it's not a big deal now? He's a liar. And she looked very annoyed with him. So he seems like he has arrested development, though. He seems very childlike, his whole demeanor, very childlike. Um, and so I think that also leads to his manipulation because he just seems to be delayed maturity.
What they call that, arrested development.
Yeah, that's what I called it. Yeah, that's what he got.
And
You want to go next, Jay?
yeah, I got it. I need Dave to step out of his shadows, his sister's shadow, wherever she is, because we haven't seen her yet. So I'm not sure. I know the question is does he have a sister? I'm sure somebody out there will find his sister if she does exist. So there's that. But come on out of that shadow, please. Stop living behind whatever her thoughts was or whatever and stuff like that. Why you didn't get a letter to the sister when you were supposed to, Dave? Hmm? Why you didn't let Lauren talk to the friends or the sister when they needed to, Dave? That's the questions that we need to ask. Because now that you got this post, whatever clarity that you got, because you found out the man who just wants attention off the situation, she still slept with the man at the end of the day. So what? Let's stand in that truth that you had a problem with her sleeping with somebody before that. And Nick and Vanessa, y'all not clearing up anything by asking that question. Do you think you can sleep with somebody and find your person the next day? Yes, everybody can do that because that's in the real world. But if you're purposely going on to show to find you a person, you probably should not be sleeping with anybody just recently before then. You know what I'm saying? Y'all crucified that man who went on the show, had a girlfriend the last time. Y'all made sure to bring him back just so we can know that he had a girlfriend when he came on the show, that he told her, I'll be right back. I'm going to put you on hold. So why y'all don't want to give her the same smoke? Because basically she had a boyfriend. So I don't understand that. So let's not sit here and play those little games. She should have been in a position that was ready for marriage. That means that I'm not totally sleeping with somebody 1 week, 2 weeks, a month, whatever. I don't know the time frame because she don't know the time frame prior. However, I'm glad she stood on business at the end. The part that I do believe about Dave is that he do have a little regret of letting her go. I think that was true. I even think Lauren knows that was true, but she had to stand on her 10 on that one or whatnot. And I appreciate her for standing on 10 because don't let that man back in your life to ruin it some more. Because that sister I don't know who the sister is, but she's gonna do whatever it is and stuff like that. What else I was gonna say about them? Because there was something else that was going on or whatnot. Shoot, I've kind of forgot. I'm blanking out, y'all. I don't remember. It was something on Lauren's end. It might come back to me. Shine, you can go ahead because I can't remember.
Yeah, I feel like Dave was doing a lot of damage control, and unfortunately, Lauren was doing what some women do, which is cover and keep for him, because she mentioned he's been getting a lot of hateful comments. She's been also throwing her cape over him, and on social media as well, to say stop, stop sending things to him. And listen, I'm not one. I don't even do that myself personally. If somebody does something, the most they're gonna do is get talked about on Kojo's channel. I'm not for that, sending people mean messages or, doing whatever people want to do to them personally under their comment section. But a lot of people feel away and they react, because his behavior does trigger people. And I think he needs to own it instead of trying to like cover and pretend like he still wants a chance with Lauren. I thought that was so fake. So I'm glad she finally was like, it's a no. There's nothing, that we should ever be back together. And I was a little annoyed, with Nick, and I don't know if Vanessa did it too, but them just implying that, maybe he felt guilty and maybe he felt like she's the one that got away and there's a chance for them two to make it. No, after what he did, and then he's trying to turn around, and I can't stand when somebody constantly leverages people and says, oh, these people over here say that, and then there's never a chance. You can't defend yourself against that. And to do that, I just think that showed his character. Whether that was true or not, it really doesn't matter. It's the fact that he did it. And I think that that's just very cowardly. Speak for yourself. Forget about what your friends said. What is your concern? What bothers you? And stand on that. And then trying to come out, oh, I heard a lot of things about this guy. Well, I thought you heard it on good accord from your friends and you trust your friend's judgment. So stand on that. And I'm sorry. This is just another example similar to Sarah, where, Lauren thought the leopard wasn't going to eat her face. This is the same guy that was leading within the pods. What's your problem? Why are you here? What's wrong with you? Very rude, very insulting, talked about her hair, talked about when they were on the honeymoon, she pees a lot of negging. So it wasn't just, unfortunately for her, the thing that she got caught up in because she was tolerating more than she should have. And I think she probably saw some of that in the look back, which is why she wasn't even willing to continue or even entertain the idea. Um, you know, so I think he's phony. He just wants to cover his image. He wants to come off like a good guy. He doesn't want to deal with the public criticism, you know another MAGA person, and he's confirmed as that because there are pictures with him of the hats. So yeah, I'm good on him. I hope she learns. I hope she gets some healing so she can make better choices and align with people who align with you. And also, you want to be with somebody who treats you well. There was never any moments that we saw or were privy to where Dave was actually even remotely nice to her. So I'm not sure why she ever fully entertained him or the idea of walking down the aisle with him.
It was that whole idea just to beat Meg. That's why I see where we saying that pick me energy, you know what I'm saying, will be the death of women at all costs, because that was all it was at that time. And let's clarify this in the chat. Let me tell you this much. I am a freelance person. I don't care what the hell that other people do with their body. So don't ever confuse what I'm saying up here. I'll let y'all know that Dave had a problem with her sleeping with somebody. I'm just saying that sometimes you might want to keep your spirit and your womb clean when you trying to go find your husband. Now, if you in the regular world, I agree with them on that platform, on that stage, all raising their hand, because you can sleep with somebody and the next day run into your husband. That happens all the time. Now, is it likely that your husband is going to know that the day before you met him, he going to sleep with somebody? No. So therefore you can get away with it. But when you're getting ready to intentionally come on a show, you might want to just go ahead and make some room for you to be all the way clear to receive your person that's coming in. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you can't operate while you're horny, then that's a whole different thing, because some of y'all don't think clear when you're horny either. I don't know what to tell you. But I am not a virgin, and Lilise, I ain't been married once. So I'm not sitting here telling y'all what to do with your private parts and how to do it. Do your thing. You know what I'm saying? So don't ever confuse me in that department. You know what I'm saying? But when you sitting here tell me don't slut shame, while meanwhile you don't want calling somebody a slut, because I ain't never called her a slut. You don't want calling her name. So you feel more away about what her vagina is doing than I do.
Not Kojo enjoying a good meal while all this is going on. Kojo done ordered DoorDash with that money, Shauna. He done ordered DoorDash already.
Don't go
He's
myself a little
DoorDashing
patty.
and he
Got a
got
lobster.
Got myself a
that's what
little
he got, a
patty.
lobster tail and a chicken wing.
So I'm
A
eating
little
good
surf and
this
turf
month.
going on.
We gonna eat good this month. We ain't gonna starve for nothing. Yeah, no, Dave and Lomond. I think obviously Dave, he's got to be accountable. Everything's an excuse. His sister, friends, everything. I think his high time, he takes an actual accountability for the fact that he made choices, and he made these choices. So if he regrets, he don't regret nothing. Because when they asked him, he couldn't say nothing. Oh, I don't think I'll say it here. Why not? Why not? You don't want to say anything. It's okay. You don't want to say anything. Dave is nice, nasty. And in that essence, and he's a manipulator, straight up and down. There is no other thing to it because he played her. And of course, Lauren obviously has to be a part of it to be played, but he played her. And I think to myself that as we're looking at him, I'm like, Dave, you work because of your lack of ability to be honest. It's caused carnage for you and everybody else around you. And I was paying attention to the way that when they turned to Molly and his face was excited, but as soon as she started speaking, she just tore him a new one. Yeah, finished. And it's like, for Dave, maybe your public image is very important to you. Maybe first start off by being actually integral. I didn't actually listen, I don't have a problem with you saying that, listen, you found out that she slept with somebody and it's causing you carnage. I actually don't have a problem with that. I get it. How many of us are going to know? Because you come and tell me that you slept with somebody the day before and about how you're the love of my life coach, I'm going to look at you crazy as well. Yes, I'm going to look at you crazy. I'm sorry. I will look at you crazy. But like you said, Jay, most of us don't know those things, right? It's not necessary for us to know those kind of things. You know what I'm saying to you? That's information that's not privy to me because I was not there when those things were happening. But it changes things when you find out from someone else. But just be honest about it. Like I said, I'm talking about Dave, by the way. Be honest that this is affecting you. And don't try to make it an excuse about my sister this and my dad this and my this and it. And it's all of those excuses where you're refusing to take accountability and you're putting it on other people. I just think that's despicable. I think it's very immature and it causes carnage for a lot of people around you. I get it. Your friends were saying stuff. What do you think? You keep saying your friends. What do you think? What is it that you believe? Okay, you feel like she slept with somebody. All right, cool. Make the decision, but don't make it based upon my friends were telling me, no, stop. I personally don't like this. This for me doesn't work for me. This is why I'm out. Stand on business, stand 10 toes down and leave it there. Instead of this whole, my sister this, we've had all season with your sister and your friends and we've never seen them. And that's also a problem too. So it does feel like triangulation. So up until that point, it is manipulative. And you know what I'm saying to you? Until I see your family come out, until I see your daddy come out, until I see your mommy come out, so his mom's passed, until I see your friends come out, right? I'm going to look at you like you are a very deep manipulator and you've manipulated the situation. And all you had to do was be honest. You didn't like the way that Lauren told you, that you didn't like the fact that the story came about, right? And technically she did lie. So but bro, she did lie. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, so just stand on business. You know what I mean? Her story changed. I thought it was, and it's because he's not standing on business. It's because he's not being truthful all the way. It's why he can't even stand on business on the end. It's why he can't be like, well, at the end of the day, I asked her, she was lying. She told me it was meant to be this, but she said she hadn't met the guy. Now it's all a lie. But we know she admitted it. She said she came out and she said she slept with the guy. It was a week before. It wasn't a day before. So, okay, cool. But because you are doing all your stupid scumbaggery, trying to look clean and look like the good guy, now you look what situation you're in. Now you look like the absolute villain.
Then it's even worse because you knew she slept with somebody and you still pursued to sleep with her. So it's like, bro, what are you doing? It's different if you was looking for a virgin because you a virgin. You know what I'm saying? But why does it matter? You still trying to get in her pants too. You didn't sit here. Now, if you went the Kanye route and be like, you got to take this many showers before you jump in the bed with me or some stuff like that, I probably looked at you crazy still, but I probably would have understood a little bit better. But you still trying to sleep with her right after she slept with somebody. So what's the problem, sir? Like you said, Cole, stand on the 10 on your business, not the friend's business, not the sister business, because they shouldn't be all up in your business. Now you want to get up here and talk about, I should have been more like Daniel and such and such when they was defending their partner. Yeah, you should have. because you chose that person. So you should have told your friends, hey, this is my daggone choice. Respect it and respect my lady. Why y'all in her cooch? I ain't even in her cooch, so why y'all in it? Let me get in her cooch first before y'all jump in it, please. Dang.
No, I think that's 100. Like it's silly, man. I think it's like you know you didn't stand on business. You didn't want to stand on business, and that's a spineless person, no backbone. And you're learning these lessons at 30. What's been going on in your life, bro? You know what I'm saying to you? What's been happening in your life that you are unable to defend this girl in this point in time? Telling your friends it's not it. Where was that defense, bro? It wasn't there. And that for me is where I'm like, yeah, Dave, you ain't ish. And if you don't learn quickly, you're going to be single and alone, my guy. You're going to be single and alone. Any other thoughts of Dave and Lauren?
I think that, more often than not, the people you align yourself with are the people you express the same views and you feel the same way about it. So whether the friends, I say all that to say Dave and the friends are on the same page. So that's why he never brought the friends out, because Lauren reminded us that he said I could have my friends come out, they would come out and support me, and then he's wanting to say they wouldn't come out. So he got caught up in a lie. Because the truth is, he's keeping them all away. Everybody wants to hide behind this veil, but it's how they feel. Because you could tell he was wrapped up in entitlement issues, because he was running around to every single woman trying to find out if they were intimate with their partners, when that's none of his business. Every single one, not just one maybe that he was close with, still creepy nonetheless, but all of them, asking them after he had a conversation with the guys. So he was more hurt and feeling entitled, like, hey, she was just sleeping with a guy, I can't get any. But meanwhile, he didn't really want her like that anyway, because his whole entire attitude didn't show any level of care, didn't show any ounce of that he was interested in Lauren at all. So I think we got all of us and the viewers and Lauren got swept up in trying to prove herself wrong or right or whatever for this situation she had before the pods, when the real truth is, when was he showing you that he was worthy of being your husband? When did he ever show, like, I really love you, I really care about you, I'm sharing kind words? You know, it's like he just was really not a nice person. And doesn't mean he's, not redeemable. Of course, anyone is. But what he showed us, really trash behavior, really jerk behavior. And he's got a lot of work to do before he shouldn't be in a relationship with anybody. He needs to be in a relationship with himself, figure out his views, how he feels about women. Does he really truly respect and care for women? And get into his tactics. All of that negging, that's problematic behavior. You feel like you got to tear somebody down? Yeah, nah, bro. You ain't ready for a relationship. You just going to mess somebody up. So,
Sean, what I'm gonna ask you, Coach, and see what a question too. But that's probably also why his sister said she don't want him going on this show so he can get a bad light, because she already knew what type of brother, if she exists, she got. Question: wasn't it him that Nick and them asked? So was the friends preventing you from talking to her or going through it? What was the question? How was it asked? Because didn't they basically ask him, did you not like Lauren at all anyway, though? Was it him or was it Joey? Who did they ask? I'm trying to remember. I'm sorry. I'm blanking out again. I thought they asked him.
they did ask him if he felt Lauren was the one that got away.
No, I remember that. Yeah, I thought they asked him about.
I don't recall that.
Okay, maybe it was Joey then. Jay, it was Vanessa and Nick. I know they asked him. I thought it did. They ask him? Did that change her? I mean, like her sleeping with this person change her feeling, or did he not like her anyway? I'm sorry, I got confused. It might have been Joey.
I'm not sure.
I just wanted to know if he actually liked her at all in any regards before he even found out that information or not. Like, because it's like, did you like this girl? But we also know it. Oh, it was him. So they did ask him, and we never got an answer, did we? I needed them to
I
flesh
think he
that one
did
out.
say he liked her because I remember him saying that's why, then he started that whole spiel. But, that's more part of that
But you like your
performative.
friends more.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, thank God Molly went on and checked him about the friends too, saying you need to change your friend group.
Don't matter because he's gonna keep it. If he wanted to change it, would have changed it. He's not. His friends group is not the reason why he is the way he is. He is the way he is, and that is what happened. He's using a friendship group, so that ain't gonna change. He probably came on here for a bit of exposure. Who knows what he did? Maybe a bit of rebellion. He's having a Prince Harry moment with his parents. Okay. Any other thoughts on David Long before we move on? On the night shift. All right, cool. Shout out to Linda V. She said, "Listen, get your grub on, coach. Listen, I had to have a little patty. Can't lie to you. Banged out that patty. Slapped. Okay, so I appreciate you, Linda. Okay, all right. 199 just about gonna cover that patty. That's what it's gonna do.
That's going to get you the cocoa bread, bro. That's the cocoa bread to go with the patty.
It gonna get me the okay patty. Ain't gonna get the one that's real. Okay, so obviously let's get to the Madison issue. Because really and truly, we don't need to watch Daniel and Taylor. They are beautiful and amazing. But Madison and what was it? It's Madison, Meg, and Mason. Really, honestly. So if you don't remember their faces, Madison and Mason there. There's Meg and Mason as well. And then there's Madison and Alex as well. They were on the show. Now, I want to get your thoughts on this because there is a couple of things happening here. Okay. I think Mason's not being all the way honest about the commitment issue. I think Alex is a whole damn liar too, as well. I think Madison definitely played a game, got caught out by Alex, but played Mason, and Mason got caught up in the game. And Meg became a casualty of war in the whole entire game. And then obviously Madison used Mason in the casualty of war with Alex. And Alex came out on top until he made a mistake at the very end and she had to pull out the receipts out of her bra. Never trust a woman that pulls receipts out of her bra. Okay, so I want to get you guys' thoughts on this because this is quite the quadruple effect. And of course, I think Mason also dated Meg after. I don't know why he did, because you were feeling Madison the whole entire time, and Meg was surplus to requirements. But I want to get you guys' thoughts. What's your guys' thoughts on this situation? This was a game of arts. This was dark arts in its best. Checkmate, 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 checkmate all across the board. Yes, Jay.
Man, it was at its best. You know what I'm saying? I'm like Meg. I'm the only one here that should be hurt because I was played by you, and you. But it was a whole lot of defending different parts and people and stuff. And I was like, what is happening here? You got Meg defending Mason, Alex defending Mason. So everybody's against Madison. We'll rule her all the way out. Okay. Maddie, you was doing some little stuff, little undercover stuff. You was hating in some areas and you was doing a whole bunch of other things that you had no business doing, like playing with Mason's face because you played in that man's face. Let's be for real. But you're not going to sit here and get mad at the man that you decided to still talk to after he defended him, regardless if it was public, private, in the pods or whatever. He defended Mason against you and broke it off with you, yet you still going to run back to talk to him or whatever. So Les Madison was just trying to get her dark arts on and like, let me go ahead and get me some little deep intel on you so I can bring it back to show them that you ain't really their friend. If that was her angle, child, you played yourself in that moment, okay? Because you should never went back to Alex anyway. Like, how y'all get to talking back? But let's be for real on this part. You came to that all cast thing mad at Meg because she slid into Alex's thing. You got a thing against Meg at the end of the day. And you're lying about how you actually feel about Mason. Let's be for real there, because you shouldn't be that daggone mad for a person you let go. You said you wanted Alex. So why you mad that he moved on and started talking to Meg? Now, yes, he could have sat there and told you anything, and he full of fluff when he sat there and said that he was pressured into telling you whatever, because then he turned around and said, I shouldn't have said all this stuff to you and said it to Meg. So you was willingly saying what you wanted to say to her, Mason, because you felt that way. But she did give you that window of opportunity to feel that way. She let you feel safe and open and thought she was on on your team at the same time. So, I can't be totally mad at you. Now you done dated Meg, and Meg is this wonderful girl, but y'all realize y'all can only be friends. But she's the greatest thing that you should have said all these wonderful things to. Boy, hush. Because if that's the case, y'all should be able to still be working it out right now, unless you done did some effed up stuff while y'all was trying to date. So that's what it's kind of giving, and you trying to be on her good side so she don't air out all your best. All right. Meg, if y'all not in a relationship and y'all just friends, and I'm all for defending my friend Sean and Seaway and Coach, I would go hard for them in a minute and stuff like that. But I ain't about to be fighting your relationship battles, okay? Meg, calm down, okay? Madison said what she said. We know she be going back and forth and flipping on how she feel about things. And yes, she did come up to this reunion trying to act real polite and innocent, like she ain't got mess going on in the background. But you ain't got to be sitting here going all hard, because a week ago she was on a podcast saying how she felt manipulated. If she felt manipulated, she could feel manipulated. That doesn't stop him, because he just admitted that he was saying all kind of stuff to her too. So watching it back, she might have did feel manipulated. I don't know. But Alex, I don't even know why you're here with all your mess going on, child. And he looked crazy on that stage. I was like, what is going on with his hair? But that's neither here nor there. Sir, you a whole daggone lie, because you're going to sit here and try to talk about how Madison is all this bad person, yet you were still trying to talk to her at the end of the day. And on top of it, let's not act like you was Team Mason and all that, because that was your competition when it came down to it. That was your competition. I'm pretty sure you was talking mess. Now, some of them receipts wasn't really receipting as the way she did think it was, because y'all cracking y'all little jokes. So I would love to see the other receipts, Madison, that you supposedly couldn't bring, because to me, those wasn't really doing nothing. It was just, you two are a couple now, so y'all trying to get your little joke on about the other couples and stuff like that. It didn't really give me, he don't like Mason and he don't F with Mason or whatever. I don't know. That was just me. It didn't really give me all of that. It just gives me that he would crack some jokes on his homies and stuff like that if given the opportunity. And I don't even know how much of boys they really is anyway. But none of this was making no daggone sense. I don't know why we had to spend so much time on these people that we didn't get all the way out the pods. But then again, we got most of them in the pods for a long period of time, which I didn't understand anyway either. So, excuse me. I almost choked on myself. I'm dying. God is trying to take me. I'm going. Elizabeth, coming with you, girl.
You all right, Jay?
No, my spit went down my throat.
Get some water, baby girl.
It's going to choke me too.
Don't do that now. Don't let them get you, girl.
Kojo said go off camera because nobody want to see that. You're going to get his live demonetized. Choking on the line.
Yeah,
that's right. I was thinking about my money.
He like, man, I got to send her
right, Sean.
He said, I got 2 big super chats and these views is hitting. I need you to turn the camera off.
Don't stop
turn
the progress
cameras
now.
off. Turn the TV off, like Kendrick says. Turn the TV off.
I was about to be like, yeah, Jay, I hear you. Bye-bye. No, don't worry, guys.
Send her right now. The revolution will
send
not
her
be
straight
televised.
into the gulag.
Right. It's like that time scene where I was going to let you get
That's it. Kojo was like, I hope you're okay. Where's Mark? But get off the camera, girl. It's all right. It is okay. Trust me. Trust and believe. If electricity is an issue, do what you gotta do.
Yo, she almost killed herself that day. That was crazy. I was like, yeah, let's tell the cameras that we can't come back from that.
That's it.
That would have been surely the end of the show for real.
So just said, listen, I love you, but I'm in the UK, baby. I can't even. I don't know what I can do for you. And Seaway said, listen, if that's how y'all gonna talk, then good night and God bless.
You triggered her. I'm sorry, Seaway. I didn't mean to bring you back.
No, but she was asleep. She definitely pulled a Kojo.
Yeah, she was tired, so she had to go.
And she gotta, we
Work
around here, we
again.
don't have the freedom. She has, she has billable hours to worry about tomorrow.
Child,
I
y'all that
hear
came
that
back to
still.
another live talk about where's Jay, and they'd be like, "Oh, she's taking a little vacation."
Yes, she needed
Just a
some
quick,
time
just a quick
away.
naps.
She needed some time away.
Just a quick naps. Restoration time. R&R.
She's, we all need rest,
A little R&R, baby.
Never hurt nobody. It might be
Never.
eternal rest, but she's getting some rest. God forbid. I'm just being silly now. God forbid.
Oh,
Uh,
God.
Yeah,
yes.
listen, I cannot even pretend to understand. I give Jay all the kudos for that breakdown because I really didn't understand what all those YT people were talking about up there. Who shot John? Who said this to who did that with who went up, down, all around yesterday, today, the bar, we're together, we're not together. I don't know. It sounds like mass mess to me. These people definitely wasn't ready to be married. They just fooling around, you know, getting on there talking about all these silly and ridiculous things and trying to, all these back channels that they're communicating through. And I mean, I like Madison. She's a pretty girl, but like, what in the heck? She just seemed to be in so many messes. I think she needs to sit on the bench and heal. The other, and that goes for all of them, and that Alex, if everything is true what's about him, he needs to see that lady that can prescribe him some pills, because that's some interesting dangerous stuff that he's finagling with. Shauna, what
Well,
kind of
thank you,
water you
Shauna.
want her to get? Diamond water?
Thank you, Shauna. She trying to keep me alive. Okay, she trying to give me some
That's
holy water.
diamond water.
That's okay. Diamond water with gold in it. I don't care at this
Shoot.
point. She trying to keep me
I
alive.
could
Thank
I
you,
could
Shauna.
I could almost catch a flight on one of them cheap airlines. I can get on Frontier
What
and
is
come
it?
bring you the water
Oh no, no, no,
myself.
no, no, no. You might not make it.
I'm gonna
Shauna, you
get
need to
on Frontier and bring you the water.
send that to your PayPal because they ain't gonna go anywhere else but into my
Oh
pocket.
my
Shauna,
days.
you sent
Yeah,
it to the wrong
he's
place.
like, go ahead and finish choking, baby. Go ahead.
Shauna, you sent it to the wrong place, Shauna. You need to start sending that to her
That's
PayPal
it.
because it
I'm
ain't
choking.
gonna reach. It ain't gonna reach.
I think I got asthma. I got
I'm gonna be
asthma.
like,
I need an asthma pump, Shauna.
my finger's gonna get stuck trying to send that money.
I think I'm wheezing. Shauna, don't send the super chat. Send it to Cash App.
At this point, Shauna, listen, let me
Sean
put my
Davis
PayPal up on here.
120. Okay.
Nah, let me put my while
Shauna, are
she
you
out here
listening?
blessing.
I can't
No
Let it
breathe.
be
more
a
super
PayPal, you
chats,
know what I'm saying?
please.
Just send it straight there.
No more
At this
super
point,
chats.
Sean
you
Davis
know.
120. I can't
Sean
breathe.
Davis 120. It's just me and you, Shauna. It's just me and you, okay? Nobody has to. Nobody. It's just me and you, okay? PayPal is Sean
Shauna.
Unfiltered. Sean Unfiltered is the PayPal. And if it's Zelle, if you're sending Zelle, Sean Davis 120 at gmail.com. Okay? That's my Zelle. Okay?
Y'all are out of pocket. Y'all are out of pocket. Y'all need help.
Because she's feeling generous. Listen, I'm trying to come up on a blessing tonight,
I hear it.
If
I'm
the
not even
spirit
lying.
moves her, I just want to make sure it goes
Indeed.
to the right place.
You ain't telling no lies. Shout out to Shauna. I
Shout out,
appreciate that.
Mama.
I'm gonna send a
Where are you getting these videos?
listen. YouTube will tell you and find a video for you if you
I
want
know
it.
they will. I know
Here
they
comes the
will.
money. But anyway, sorry, you guys were saying.
Not Sean.
You better start putting your PayPals in these things.
You better tell them, Olivia.
Fucking
They
blessed.
trying to take me all the way out.
Fucking
Elizabeth, I'm coming.
Let me start speaking in
Well,
tongues up
now
in
he's
here.
putting his
Listen,
PayPal. Hold on, let me put my daggone Cash App up here. This she
Elizabeth,
put your
uh,
PayPal. He
you're
don't
gonna
even
have
want
me
us to see it
praying.
no more, Shy. He don't even want us
That's
to
it.
see.
Kojo ain't low. He ain't low.
Send it straight to the PayPal. I don't want him to see it no more. Straight to the PayPal.
Do you see?
We
He
gonna
got
get
his
some
arm
money,
inflated
MB.
like
Send it
Devin.
straight to the PayPal,
That's
Shauna.
why
Straight to the
Kojo was
PayPal.
capping for Devin a little bit when he couldn't no more. Him and
Hey,
Easton,
listen.
you know?
Come and send that money straight to PayPal, blood. You know what I'm saying? At this point, Shauna, you can even get a free coaching session. Send the money to PayPal. It's fine. You know what I'm saying to you?
Not a free, she paid for it, bro. Not you
No.
swindling her. She done, get, she done paid
Come and get a free
$250.
session, Shauna. Give me an email, Shauna. I'll put you on a free session of training. Let me put a free coaching session for you, darling. All right. Yeah.
And
Just send
Kojo,
me a
you
little
know
email.
what? Words matter. So you never say free. This is something we learned. You probably heard it.
This is
It's
very true.
complimentary. It's
Compliment.
complimentary.
Thank you. You know, you're
Yes,
right.
it's
You're right. No,
complimentary.
you're right.
You don't want to cheapen yourself. You know.
This is very true. Let me say that again. You're absolutely right. Let me take that correction straight away. Shauna, listen, there is a complimentary coaching for you. Just send me an email and we will definitely have a complimentary coaching session for you. Okay? We appreciate you. All right? We appreciate you. Sorry, what was you saying? Because we was out here being silly.
No, we were talking nothing much because listen, I couldn't keep it was like unraveling a thread trying to figure out all the legs and layers to what went on amongst these four people. So I don't really know. It sounded like everybody was doing a little bit of something, you know. So, and it seems like Madison is just in the center of all these things. Now, I don't think she's all the way wrong, but she definitely is too interconnected with all these different people. And I think when you find yourself in the center of a lot of drama, you are the drama, you know. And again, it doesn't mean she's wrong in all cases, but it means you are the drama because you're constantly inserting yourself in something and finding the drama, and then you're like, what happened, who did that, you because you were someplace places, you know. Like, of course we stumble into things once or twice, right, you know. But if you she was something happened with her and Joey, and you know, then there was that, okay, we'll give her that. All right, now this is all this stuff with all these people. Then it was something else. It's like, okay, my head is spinning. Like, you just need to cool out. You're in the mix too much. When you see these people out, it seems like this, wherever they live in Minnesota, it's a small place. Just leave. Just leave and go home. Maybe you just need to be inside for a little bit. Journal, get to know yourself, see the lady, stop being on the bar scene because it's just stirring up a whole bunch of drama. And once your in a relationship is done, stop going back around having all these unnecessary conversations and tying up loose ends that don't need to be tied. It's just too much.
I definitely hear that. I mean, it was a little bit confusing, the story. I mean, I think the biggest issue is obviously, like I said, there was wrongs on all sides. Mason, saying he was pressured by Madison to say that he committed to her. It's absolute bullcrap. I'm sorry. I don't care if she played you. I don't care anything. You were not forced to say those lines. You said it because you wanted her, and you said those bars. Anybody believing that you were pressured is nuts. And then there was obviously Madison. She playing like she's an innocent person in all the situation. Like everybody was doing it. Everybody was just having more than one person. That's not what we're talking about, Madison. We're saying that you were saying things you shouldn't have been saying. If you're saying, "Listen, I can't wait to take you on a trip to Honduras," you are starting to highlight future. We call it future signaling. Almost. So you start signaling the future, and that creates an expectation in the person's mind, right? It's game playing. Same way Dave was saying, "You're my number one," and his one's even slightly different because you can always change your number one. But number one, he gets on saying that it was given an assurance to Molly that she was at the top, and she never got told anything different. So you are playing a game, and you knew you were playing a game. It's okay, sis. You got caught. Yeah, and you try to rest on the whole. As a woman, did it? No, sis, just accept it. You were playing a game. You got caught up. Now, Alex obviously too clocked her as a spider and said, "No, I can't get caught by the spider's web, so I'm going to leave her alone." But then she clocked that this particular person trying to invade the spider's web has his own spider's web that's bigger than her spider web, and she then called his ass out. That's actually what actually happened. And so everybody was a little bit right, everyone was a little bit wrong, and a little bit more wrong. You know what I'm saying, Chu? And Meg in the middle of it, yes, she got sent to the gulag on all sides, but then you end up going on to date Mason. So, sis, you then threw yourself back into it. So at that point, you are someone who is up for punishment.
Glut-
Thank you.
Mm.
Researching for that word. She's a glutton.
Glutton.
A glutton for punishment. Thank you, because I was going to say something gluttony. She's a glutton for punishment. So yeah, man, it's like, yeah, it's a lot. That's what I'm going to say. It's a lot. Um, yeah. So it's tight. You know what I mean? It's tight.
We know she's gonna be on what is it, match something, whatever that AD and Ollie found themselves on. What's that show called? True Match, Perfect Match, Perfect Match. So
Mm.
Madison is gonna be a perfect match. So she was trying to get political answers up there for the most of the night, but it was like, girl, you was stirring up mess. You was stirring up mess in a whole bunch of relationships, not just your own. You was all in Joey's and them, let's be honest. Then you all in Meg and Madison. You're not happy. You was thinking the thing is with Madison, I think she relies on her looks so much that in this setting it doesn't work for her when she has to actually compete with other things up in there. And let's be honest, the men said you were two different people when they even watching it, we watched two different people and stuff. And yes, sometimes people do bring out a different side of you, but you always should be you. At the end of the day, you were literally two different people in them pods with each of those men. So you were playing games. Be honest, you were playing, and it's okay. That's why.
No, I definitely hear that. Any other thoughts on Mason, Madison, Alex, Meg? I think Sean said he hasn't
I'm
got
the
any.
nosy part of me. They were doing all this bum gumping about all this other foolishness. I want to know why it didn't work out with Megan. What was the guy's name?
Mason.
Mason. I want to know what happened because it seems like they tried a couple of times but then settled on friendship. Why? Like I wanted to hear that. What happened? Was there no chemistry? Did something happen? Like what was the what's the reason? As Cardi B
How
says.
much Love Bomb and Mason was up there trying to do? It was given he done did something. It was given he done did something because some of the looks that Meg was giving him at first, she was like, okay, keep playing, and then she softened back up and started smiling at him again. But I was like, hmm. Maybe he slid in Madison's DMs again.
Well, he obviously had that little situation of a meeting at the bar and everything like that as well after. So, yeah, so that's a problem. You know, unfortunately, he was getting played, man. I feel for the guy. You know what I'm saying to you? I do feel for the guy in that respect. He got played. Obviously, last thoughts then. AD Ollie. We'll get some quick thoughts before we go. How do you feel about the AD and Ollie situation? He proposed. I did not know he was going to propose. That was amazing. But what was your thoughts about AD and Ollie?
Congrats to them too. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's been working out. They've been showing some of their stuff on Instagram or whatnot, so they've been happy for a while. We know she was dating them since last season, and I guess we're gonna see more of their love story develop on the Perfect Match this summer. So congratulations to them. I hope they happy. I hope it works out for them. I don't really know Ollie that much because I haven't watched the UK version, so I don't know what you guys think of him. You could fill me in
Pretty
on.
decent.
Pretty decent.
It's
Okay.
pretty decent.
No,
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
and
you didn't
AD.
watch UK?
No, I
What
didn't
the
watch the UK season. Yeah, no.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I missed that one. So
Yeah, he had lined up with a girl. I forget what her name is.
Demi.
Um, Demi. That's right. And pretty much there was no. They really didn't connect. But he proposed, and they tried to make it a go. Did they even get to the altar, Coach?
I thought they did, from what I heard. I didn't watch it.
Yes, I did, but they said she said no. Demi said no.
She said that's right. She's the one that said
Yeah,
no. Correct. Now, yeah, now I remember. But similar to Jay, I'm happy for them. I know she. I wish her the best. I know they've been, cavorting around. I know I've seen her in London on social media, several times. So, really do wish them the best. It seems like he really does care about her. When you
Mhm.
see their energy, the energy between him and AD and him and Demi, night and day. So, really seems like he's into her, and I wish them the best now.
Mm.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I guess they get some form of a wedding, something maybe, since they did this airing of the proposal on here. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. That was the only thing that I didn't get. I mean, I know he said he was planning it for a while. I didn't understand why we totally needed to see it, but I guess it was part of the promotion for their thing for the perfect match, I guess.
Yeah, perfect match. And then, anytime there's a Love is Blind crossover, they want to take credit because you heard that Vanessa asked, "Do you think this is what credited you to get to this
Yeah.
point?" And blah, 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 being in the process.
You know what? I mean, they all say that too, though, that once they get into the dating world, the process has opened them up to asking more better questions and stuff. So that was always a thing. So it's not nothing new from what they say. I guess just both of them do it now. So, but I was just wondering. I'm like, is we getting a special out of it? We gonna see something else after the perfect match, or we gonna see a wedding special or something like?
Probably something, some type of partnership, maybe a branding opportunity, who knows? But I'm sure because everything is so public, there'll be some type of promotion.
Well, maybe that's why they was running around publicly in different places. Maybe they were doing some filming already on something outside of the perfect match stuff. Because when they was all in London, they was basically filming all that. The Valentine's, this recent Valentine's, she did a lot of picture posting on that and stuff. So, yeah, maybe they can host a perfect match. It'd be cute to have somebody different, but then it'd be kind of rude to Lauren and Cam.
Oh, they host the perfect match?
No. I know they're on the show, but True Love was saying maybe they can host a perfect match, like going
Well,
forward.
you
I
said
mean,
it would be something to Lauren and Cam. Are they hosting something?
oh no, they're not hosting. I said they would be rude to Lauren and Cam because a lot of people have been wanting them to be like the host of at least
Of
one of these
something.
shows.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, I got you.
And so if that'd be kind of rude that you just throw AD and Ali on there when you've been having this couple for the longest, still married, still thriving. So.
Okay. All right. Yes. Well, listen, our time is up. 2 hours is done. Sean, give us a benediction.
Okay. Well, this is another short and sweet one. I think it's, mainly set your boundaries firm. And if you are aligned, that's not the time to be making U-turns. If you've seen red flags and the warning signs say no, don't turn around and go towards the accident. You drive away from it, or drive slowly and get out as soon as it's safe to do so. But definitely don't go headfirst into something that you already know is dangerous. Also, listen, if you find yourself at the center of a lot of drama, maybe it's time to sit out from the drama and self-evaluate and learn to navigate you. And similarly, like we say all the time, relationships are a mirror. And if you're finding that you're running up into the wrong people, fix the relationship you have with yourself first. That's it. Back to you, coach.
All right. All right, audience members, thank you so much for coming through. For those of you who donated to have people be on a members panel, part of membership, again, thank you so much. Fritz, Shaznay, appreciate yourself as well. Those who became new members as well, Olivia, thank you very much. There was obviously Shanna as well. Tamara, thank you as well. For those who also donated and gave as well, we thank you. We appreciate you. Honestly, I always appreciate the donations as well. It's an honor. You know what I mean? When you guys send stuff in, it's appreciated. So thank you so much for that as well. We'll be back again on Monday. It'll be 2 p.m. EST. We're live on Monday. We have our normally our coaching sessions on a Monday, and so we'll be talking about men versus women again, communication. Last week I spoke about how men can score points with women. This week we're talking about the women scoring points with the men. What helps? What things do women do that that a man will score a woman highly, and that is all about relationships, etc. as well. So we'll see you guys on Monday, and then next time we'll see you is Wednesday as well for Man at First Sight, and Thursday as well. And then I think that's the last of Man at First Sight. First of the 2 reunions as well. So should be good. It should be good. So this is the end of the Lovers Blind lives at this moment and its conjuncture. So hopefully,
But
anything
we
pops up.
Never Ever Met. I know
Never
that's
Met's coming up.
April.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other one? Elsa had to tell me the other night. Never Ever Met's and something else, but that might just be Love and Marriage Detroit coming back. She might have said that one. But yeah, we have the Never Ever Met's coming back. And then you also have Family or Fiancés that's airing right now. So I don't know if you've been watching any of those.
I haven't actually, I was going to start, but I didn't get into it. But yes, I need to. I always normally do it, but I didn't do it this year. So it looks pretty decent as well. So yeah. So we'll have to look into that as well, because I think that's actually a really good show that we could do. But yeah, audience, listen. My time is up. I need to get the goings and go and consult the Lord. But again, thank you very much. Shout out to Shanna as well for the $250 she dropped. It's a lot of money that she's dropped. So I appreciate that as well. And for the rest of you as well, Linda, who sent money into Spectators View, thank you so much as well. It is very much appreciated as well. Okay. So, let me put my little clip. Right, the money gonna keep rolling in. You know what I'm saying to you? So, we'll be back tomorrow again. If you're on TikTok, we are on TikTok tomorrow night as well. So, if you follow us on Black Muscle TikTok, I'll put it in the chat as well. For now, TikTok is Black Muscle. We are live at 6 p.m. EST for y'all. So we'll be live on TikTok talking about men versus women, and then we normally have a little panel as well. So if you guys join us, then it'll be fun. Thursday nights we have a TikTok as well, and that's usually much earlier. That is at 4 p.m. EST as well on a Thursday. So we're trying to put more content out there. And I need to start uploading them actually as well now, because they're all on my phone and it's taking up space. So I will start uploading the lives that we have done onto YouTube, so you can watch it there as well. But yeah, audience, thank you so much. It's appreciated. Don't do anything I wouldn't do out there. Stay locked and stay loaded. Much love, much appreciation. We're gonna see you again very, very soon. That's right. Appreciate y'all. Stay locked, stay loaded. Let me end it on my little blip.